say first official?
It's his budget season.
So,
Being prepared to hydrate.
I had a bunch of tea and it's almost empty. I said out there it'll be hot by the time I get to it. Oh. Yeah, I got made fun of on Wednesday after I walked in and I was letting her know else look just like Stephens.
I wasn't going to say anything. But since somebody else did.
Oh, I told him, I said, hey, I got a pair of overalls look just like that. Believe it or not, though, it didn't look that bad on him. He actually looked slimmer than normal.
There's a.
He's not like overweight. He's just a stocky guy. But
there's a lawyer that pops up on my feed a lot that from Florida that always talk about their families and is hilarious and everything. He always had like the brightest colored glass frames on and everything. And some people can just pull that off.
I don't know if I've seen that. There's a little Jewish guy who sounds like Woody Allen.
It might be he does a lot for the bar with the coffee cup.
No, this one he's sitting at the counter, but he's.
Oh, is that a judge?
Really, he's a lot of times he's in like a gray or a very pale blue.
I wanted to tell you, Spencer, thank you for helping Mom and Dad out.
Oh yeah, no problem. I don't think he was talking to you, Spencer.
Well, I think he was, because I wanted to talk to him.
Is that camera running? Yes. It is?
I did push play.
Okay, good. Well, let me abuse Spencer real quick before you hit record.
Yeah, make sure that.
Well,
Yeah, we
it's
don't want
already
to-
recording, so it's.
We don't want a paper trail.
I need to go get a piece of
That's cool.
I'm not going there. I've heard the things out of Spencer's mouth. I'm just, nope.
Okay, I'm not gonna run down that alley.
I did not want to either.
I was just thinking beating. I was gonna say, she said something to me, and we took off to school with her, and I was on the way back and went, oh crap.
No, I have been trying to catch my tail since last Thursday.
I said, I was on the way back, and I was like, oh man, I forgot.
We left out Thursday night, and I didn't make it. We went from here, Perkins, got dinner, got snacks, went to Guthrie, caught I-35, and I didn't make it 5 miles for a little time.
Yeah.
I was.
Pass out.
And then, yeah, and it took the other cap come off for the trailer. It slapped the fender on that dump trailer. And literally 9 feet. All I had was a hatchet. With a flat bottom, with a flat spot. I beat that sucker like it.
I had it had been back there this year or so. I used it all the time. Not to clean up around the yard. I used it for when I get on the track. I had it. It's straight across my finger.
So then it decided to be a little heavy round action.
Folded the end of it in.
Yeah.
So I put this barrel on the tree shaft top. Well, it's just the right type of deal. If I took the tires off, I could come up with a dead roll.
I also didn't realize it until I was doing the just on the year list, but numbers were incorrect.
Fender.
Actual video numbers. The graphic was almost done, so there's some things.
20 minutes later, tire swap. That was wrapped around an alligator. Didn't get something, didn't tight. Didn't tear my wire. But it was hotter than thinking. We were up there on that church there by I-35. It was crawled up on that concrete there.
was any hot water coming out, and it still felt warm. I mean, I
The
did it.
agenda notes that we're looking for,
Saturday, and it was
earlier today.
at 2 o'clock, it was 4 o'clock, and 3 o'clock, yeah, 4 o'clock. So I was at 2, and it felt. So, I told the man, I said, man, I just tried to cut it out, and I should I didn't feel dizzy or anything, I just realized that I was panting.
Past that.
And
You guys got all your stuff stored? Alright. It is 6:03.
You can start. I just want to
Good.
that I'm still.
It is 6:03. We are at the First Baptist Church in Tryon, 122 North 1st Street on the 9th of June, 2026. It is now 6:03. I call the meeting to order.
Heather second.
Roll call.
Heather's here.
Heather here, Nathan here. Sean here.
Actually, do we have a recorder?
Yeah,
I,
Does this work?
the one on the fire time, you push it all the way up. And you just hit, should just
Just single tap. Alright, let's try that again. It is June 9, 2026. We're at the First Baptist Church at 122 North 1st Street in Tryon, Oklahoma. It is now 6:04. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
John here.
Heather here.
Consideration action on consent agenda. 3.1 approval of the minutes of 3.1.1 March of 2026, 3.1.2 April 7th, 2026, and 3.1.3 May 5th of 2026.
this year.
What?
This year.
Oh.
yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
So, and you said we do not have the minutes for this
Correct.
meeting? Then
Just do not
we
have
would
that.
need a motion to table.
I make a motion we table the minutes for March 10th, April 7th, and May 5th.
I'll second.
Jenny, yes. Four, approval of monthly financial reports, 4.1.1 December of 2025, tabled from February 10th, 26. January of 2026, tabled from February 10th of 2026, February of 26. As far as December goes, let me see. One thing I wanted to ask about is when comparing the financials we got last week to this week, and then to the bank account that you printed out for me, it looks like on February 8th we're missing a line for a ChatGPT subscription.
On February,
December
December.
2025.
Is there one on the bank? The bank? The bank said that's okay. Yeah, right here, there's on the PLS,
Right, but it's not on
it's not on the,
the ledger.
cause it should have been on there, cause that's been reconciled, so it should have been on there.
Unless I missed it, I did not see it.
Yeah, cause we can't move forward unless it's been reconciled with that. I can double check it, but it should be on there.
Does anybody
I don't
else see
have,
it?
I don't think I have the December.
On the 8th, I see a tax deposit, I see a check for OSBI, I see another tax deposit, transfer from the building fund, and an Amazon purchase. That's all I see for the 8th.
Cause there was some that was
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not something that just gonna come in slow.
No.
When did the board approve for it to come out of you guys' no? You remember that?
I would have to go back and look through the minutes for it. Because it was on there before,
Yeah.
when we looked at the financials from last time.
The only corrections that I had is the ones that the notes that I took from you last time. On the check numbers that was listed.
Yep.
The OCI stuff, the online payroll, I believe it was under like service fee or whatever, I just had to like recategorize them. The check numbers were fixed, so that shouldn't have went anywhere, so I'm not for sure what.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything
Yeah.
pointing like it was mislabeled.
Yeah. And that's
No.
what I looked at too, and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't remember.
The only other
I know it's on
question
my
I have,
desk, but.
check number 17324 to breeding, heating, and air, about more halfway down. I don't see that
On
listed.
December?
Yeah, I don't see it on December's PO list.
That
Here.
And it's way out
I see
of,
it now.
yeah.
Very fun out of sequence.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Broom's check was made even, like probably December, or not December, but, like in November.
Right, and so this would
That
be.
far.
That's the
Yeah.
remaining amount on invoice,
Yeah.
Somebody said,
Well, and then on December, check number ending in 360 to 66, those are duplicated on January. So I look at that weird.
Are you looking on the PO sheet?
I am.
Let's,
The second page.
yeah, let's,
Oh.
that is
So
going to be
December-
our monthly claims, so it's gonna be section 5 on the agenda.
Okay,
It's on January though.
so yeah,
There you go.
December and
Yeah,
January.
because these ones over here
This
are
looks like
supposed to be, these
18.
are supposed to be ACHs.
Yeah, or yeah,
So I
ACH.
did the same one.
Sorry, I'm still looking at them together.
Yeah, the December, PO, the transfer all the way down to
Dollar Tree.
Staples is ACH and the Dollar Tree is a debit card. And that's why no strict numbers are. I know that. We all know.
Karen, one of my future questions.
I still look at them together.
I like that these separate terms are just run together.
I look at them together too, that way I can just,
Yeah.
my brain can compare them, but.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why that's pulling onto this.
Is there a reason why we have to do the the financial reports and the monthly claims as separate line items in the agenda?
That's just how it's set up.
It's just kind of one of those, this is how it's always been?
And we haven't even done our agendas like this the whole time. It's just the last couple year and a half, maybe they've had us changed to how it's set up in the code book.
Would you be willing to take like, check with somebody and see if like it has to be that way by law, or if we can condense
They
it?
do, yeah.
It would make sense to
That's
have
the
together.
same point.
Yeah,
Let me write that down.
and then maybe we can put on the next regular meeting agenda.
Because it's almost like we double it, I mean, we have to talk about it.
Exactly.
I'm still not seeing anything for the 20.
it looks like it's hitting regularly
The
on
thing I can
six.
think of is maybe the date. I have to pull the actual year
November.
to check it, maybe the date got mixed up, so I pulled it off here.
Is ATM debit card?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the ATM, no, that's just how it's on like the bank statement, like, I don't know what the difference is, but it's
Instead of a direct
ACH.
withdrawal, they call it
Yeah, it's like an
ACH.
ACH.
Yeah.
So it looks like check 17324 cleared on the 18th of December. It is flagged for
17,324.
kick check number, but yeah, the one for
Okay.
that breeding
And
one.
it cleared when?
The 1218.
what's the date on the check, like on the back? You
That is a
have the-
great,
the big
great
sign.
question. I'm so glad it brought this.
Cause just cause it got cleared on 2018.
Well, because we don't have the actual check here, all I
No,
have.
there should be on there. They have photocopies of the checks on the back,
Let's see.
17,324.
17,324, it was written on 10/28 or 10/25, I can't quite read that. Let me bring up my camera and enlarge it like I do in a grocery store, pretending I have a text message to look at. Looks like 10/28, 2025.
I feel alone, I do.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's pulling on the report then.
Probably just because it cleared then,
When it cleared.
so it
Usually
showed up in the
with
bank ledger.
With the QuickBooks, that shouldn't matter though.
Okay. Well, I mean, part of the reason we're here is because QuickBooks hasn't been acting QuickBooks.
Been more slow books.
But I can still triple check it and see.
Okay. And then what do we want to do with December's?
What we can do is sit on it till the next meeting and then take it again to the next meeting.
Or do you want to approve it with those corrections or whatever issues?
Yeah, cause you said it,
Is it that? Not
Balanced
showing
out.
up, I can throw the whole.
reconcile.
Do we have to have all the finances from this fiscal year, do they have to be approved and finalized before the next fiscal year? Or can they carry over to the first?
We've had a
fiscal
trade
year?
over before. But we're gonna have to have another meeting.
The only way to-
budget, we can throw it back on there.
The only way to check it is to check each dollar.
Now, my personal opinion is to hold on to it until it's right.
But I'll make a motion to table that till the next meeting. I'll second it.
Heather, yes.
And yes. Four dot one dot two, January of 2026, labeled February 10th of 2026.
So as far as December, it's just to check on the chapter E and the brief check.
Yep, as far as the reports go. We haven't touched the claims yet. So the only thing that I noticed on here was, and the only reason I caught this was looking at the bank statement. It looks like there's a duplicate deposit on January 9th. So you have a deposit for a citation payment on the 9th for $100. 2 lines above it, you have a deposit with no description into the exact same account for the exact same dollar amount. And on the bank, they only had one deposit listed for $100 for that day.
So the 9.
I don't want to say the citation name, but. So it looks like that got duplicated. I don't know if that happened when you guys were trying to fix everything and rebuild everything 100 times
So the
over.
9 come down as a blank deposit.
Yes.
And then the 11 come down.
Yes.
Alright.
Those are 2 separate deposits.
Yeah.
Those are 2 separate citation payments. First, the 9 is 100, and then the 2 down is another 100. Those are 2 separate deposits.
But there's only one in the bank account for $100. have $100 listed in our statement that's not listed with the bank.
On the ledger.
Maybe it is a repeat, because this one has a pretty good description and the one above it doesn't have really anything.
No, it just says deposit.
Yeah, it just says deposit.
And there it is, January's. Look at that.
We have started the deposit and then have clear out or whatever.
As you guys were trying to rebuild that. Because I know you kind of had to take everything out and put it back in multiple times, so. And then it looks like the second line, the ChatGPT should be, should that be an ACH instead of a check number?
Yes. Actually, that may have been fixed, but, because I was putting those up, but I think I took it out there.
That's all I have for January.
Table. Corrected. Make a motion to table January's financials.
Jenny, yes. February, line 4.1.3, February 2022. So Nathan did.
And we're trying to.
I gotta get in the habit of doing first person.
And also, just for reference, freedom of speech doesn't include volume, so feel free.
Everybody doesn't have too loud, trying to tell me to shut up. See how y'all are? Pick a lane.
Just can't win, can you?
Pick a lane.
So we don't need to talk about claims or we need to talk about claims?
We will in 5. Oh, those are- those three we have there.
Stuck up on the board.
And just FYI, on February 13th, 370371, it says action funded, but it's actually action submitted. And I just left it on there because we didn't have a action like this, so. So what, contracts.
Is there anyone open? Okay. Remember that, gentlemen?
226, check ending 393. It says name First Baptist, but it's supposed to be Christian Lizette.
On 393.
Weird, is the check number, yeah, 393. But then the dollar amounts don't match either.
Meeting reviews from December, February, March.
Minutes of room usage, yeah.
First Baptist Church, 150.
No, but, and then I don't know how to do this without looking at claims too,
I mean, we can look at them
because it says 216, but it says to Cushing Gazette.
for 17,393.
We have another 393.
At the bottom of page 1. There's some.
Am I looking at it weird?
You might
On the
be.
ledger? 226, check number.
17,393 is the First Baptist
Okay.
Church meeting room usage.
But then it says, I read it this way, it's like entering minutes into newspaper. Okay, I'm getting that.
No worries. I think it's more important to ask questions and have us all be comfortable with what we're voting on than not speaking up.
Yeah, it's right on the claim sheet.
Yeah.
First Baptist.
I just got found with that. Be rude, not.
Yeah, I got you.
Only thing I found was, again, looking at the bank statement, it looks like there was some accrued interest on 228. Do we normally put that on the ledger?
It usually, I usually don't.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't know, so. And since we're talking about financial reports already, I really want to see if I can find a way to print these out without all the account information. Because I really think these were super helpful going through looking, but if we include them in with the reports, then people can go ahead and get our bank account numbers.
What?
Yeah, just like it out.
What? Yeah, I saw
With
that.
like every
I mean, it's
single.
annoying, but
Yeah. Well, if we make it, just give them one copy, then we make a copy of that copy, and it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Then how would we go
But
for
what?
the electronic versions?
Which I don't have that.
No.
Did you just get voluntold?
Jenna, what if you just, like you say, you receive one copy, be the first one? Or
That's
can
what I
I-
meant.
and then scan it in?
Yeah.
And then if you scan it, then.
Yeah, we could do that.
It doesn't look much, it looks like.
No, I don't care about that, but.
And then that copy electronic for us, right? So I'm
Yeah,
assuming
like I can
that was
email
your-
it out to you.
Yeah,
That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
then that way we can keep the electronic record with the physical record and all that, and then she can email it to us and all of that stuff.
Yeah, and then you've got the ledger plus the bank record
And the claims.
and the claim all together.
Because we have to redact the account number twice on the first page. And then on the second page.
Well, and you can also, whenever someone asks, you can go through and check, and then you can like that thing.
See, that's what I was wondering is
Yeah,
when you go
I
to
mean-
print, when it doesn't give you an option to not include bank numbers.
Yeah.
Now that I'm worried about it,
Okay.
I have, nobody that's one, so I don't know about
Would
I
you
don't
have
know
a
if
problem if I reach out to the bank and ask them if there was ways we could do that?
Jenna, is there a way the bank could actually, maybe when you ask them, see if there's a way they can just print out a statement without any information, without the bank information on it?
I don't know, yeah.
So I have, just a second ago, we talked about not entering the interest into the ledger. How do our totals?
It's entered into, like when we reconcile, it's already on there. There's, I think I've only had to enter it like 2 or 3 different times. Because when you go to reconcile, and you add the information like the bank account, the month ending date and the beginning balance or whatever, it'll ask you for that amount right then. So that's where I enter it. So I don't ever, other than that, I don't ever enter it in. It's automatically there, and it automatically checks it off with reconciliation. I think the only time I've ever had to enter it is when you're having.
So then the ending balance for the month before could be different than the beginning balance for the next month?
On reconciliation, it won't. It doesn't, because it will make me enter that to be able to start the reconciliation. So it's entered in there, but I've never had to enter, I've never entered it on to.
It just seems,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that until just now.
Do any of you show that reconciled number?
It's probably
or is
like
it-
$3.
No, it's in my folder.
It's just-
Yeah.
But,
That's our next thing to do is get everything filed, so.
And so the only note I had on February, other than that, was it looks like there's a check that we're missing on the ledger that's on the PO sheet.
We'll check.
17,366 for 93.5?
So that was,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
that
no,
was one of the
no,
questions I was gonna
yep,
ask.
I see
You
the
told me
problem
I
there.
couldn't
I see the
ask.
problem there. So, never mind, I have no other questions on February's
Yeah, I knew that, I
financial
forgot to
report.
take it off of that.
Yep. Okay.
Like you
I
said,
seen that
couldn't
amount, I
ask.
was like, I know I moved that.
Okay, so what do we wanna do with February?
I think the $100 duplicate, we need to research and.
That was,
if there's
that
only-
was
Oh, sorry,
that
you're
was
right.
January.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong,
I think we might
We did
actually
table
get this
that.
one through.
I didn't write my notes.
So,
I think so. I don't have any marks.
Well then.
Make a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to approve,
Everybody's gonna do it.
approve
Get it
February.
done.
Let's get it.
Getting jitters.
Alright,
Right.
so who's making the motion?
I will.
This first one.
Nathan will second.
Heather, yes.
Alright,
Jenny, yes.
got past one.
Okay, before we move on, I really want to, do you think there'd be a time that you and I could just sit down maybe this week and get those last 2 months done? Because I really, my expectation would be really making sure the next meeting we have, all of these old financials are done.
I was sorry, Wednesday. You know, stop in Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah,
Our main
Thursday.
priority was to cleaning stuff up and getting.
I get it.
Getting it out,
Is
so.
Thursday court day?
Not this Thursday.
It might not be until Thursday.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but that way, the next time we have a meeting, we can just
Yeah, get done
be
with
done
it.
with these.
I'm tired of hearing the word December.
Oh, I'm sure. Tired of looking at this number.
I'm tired of hearing the word table.
Right.
Spencer, this isn't utility, nobody asked you.
Well, we're not there yet, but I'm sure we'll table a few.
All right. 5, approval of monthly claims, 5.1.1, December of 2025, tabled from February 10th, 2026. 5.1.2, January 26th, tabled from February 10th, 2026. 5.1.3, February 2026, and 5.1.4, March of 2026. All the minutes.
I'm a copy, I didn't add March, but it was same as the financials, so I didn't put March on them. This is on this.
So
Well,
you
we
said
talked
that's
about-
17,360 and
Yeah.
17,366.
65 should be ACH, and then 66 is a debit.
Debit, yep. I did not, am I missing, checks number 17,345 through 49 on the ledger?
345 through what?
49?
It should be on there, 'cause I even triple checked them on my. 345?
345, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
3, 4.
Ledger starts.
No, it was 344.
Yep.
It was 345.
Yeah, I see 344, and then 324, and then 351.
Yep.
And I just, they're in QuickBooks, cause I just
Okay.
re-updated that, so I don't know why they're not, I'm not sure they're not somewhere else.
OSBI, am I right, December, OSBI, the 12/8/292, do y'all see 292
I do.
on the PO?
I do not.
Okay, is that what you're at, that one?
Oh, no, I haven't gone there yet. You're good.
Okay. Like, I thought you said,
Nope, so I questioned, 17345 to 17349.
345 and 349.
yeah, 345.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not showing up on that.
Yep. And then, like Heather just said, 17292, the third one down is not on the
And
PO
then-
list.
172 is on the front of the ledger.
3, I got another.
But it's not on that
When you're
claims
ready.
report.
It's not on the PO sheet.
172. On the ledger, so on there.
Correct.
Are you ready? On, so we talked about reading there, the 324 is not on the, you know,
Yep.
That might be the
I'll second it.
Nathan, yes.
Jenny, yes. 5.1.2, January 2026, tabled from February 10th, 2026.
This one should be fine. That's where I moved the persons who lost them, we don't have those, 366 on.
So we just need to take it off the other one. I have no questions.
Is that good? Any other question? I make a motion to table. January 2026.
Are we tabling or
We're
approving?
tabling.
Wait. We had, I got it backwards again, the ACH on the ledger, my bad. I make a motion we accept, sorry.
Nathan, second.
Sean, yes.
Jenny, yes. 5.1.3, February 2026. The only issue I saw was 17,366 still on the claim report.
Stuck up on 82 again.
Oh, you're gonna hate me, Brittany. So PO 17370 Action Plumbing has an extra P.
Yeah, this one over here, this one over there.
Action. Plumbing.
Oh, this is for plumbing.
You have two POs for Heather's on that 17.
Yeah, there's
Appreciate
or
it.
something.
No.
No, the 93.5.
Yeah, one of them has to be removed, that's what.
Well, then,
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at with your January one says 2846 for check 17,366, and this one says 2856.
He's saying that the PO numbers don't match between the two.
Oh.
Well, the PO numbers, if they're on different months, you won't have. Are you talking about the 361 and the 366?
Talking TOT.
In
26.
January's, it's 2846 PO number. For check 17,366 for 9350. Over here under February, it's PO number 2850.
Yeah, the PO number stays with the months, not the check. So like that number would stay with the checks in that month to keep them in order. So the PO number won't mean anything. Cause like on the paperwork, if I have corrected the order of my POs, cause I'm behind on filing, so that won't.
We'll just say voided then.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be voided, it's
Much
just.
like the check number, the PO number shouldn't change unless it's been out twice.
No, it's just, I'm behind on filing my POs, so the POs haven't been in order. So some of the PO numbers themselves is not wrote in, and that is one that will.
Just the way that it looks like it was dispatched twice for the same check. By the way, no matter, accounted for twice. Might have been that much.
I hope not. So.
So what do we want to do with February?
We got 2 mistakes on PO, on the claims.
So what do you want to do with it?
Table.
Okay.
I make a motion, we table February 2026.
Showing me this.
Jenna, yes. 5.1.4, March of 2026. I didn't see this.
Yeah, I'm actually on it. I was just going off the,
Okay, so then,
double check on.
okay, so then we
I
need,
did check my notes, March was.
okay, so we
Make a
table this
motion,
one then?
Yeah, make a motion, we table March 2026.
I'll second.
Jenna, yes. I do want to say though, I do know that you guys have been extremely busy
Yeah.
trying to get all the QuickBooks stuff together. And even though we're kind of sitting here nitpicking, it is still greatly appreciated. I know, at least a few nights, at least one of you has worked from home and all of that, so.
Thank you.
I know some of this stuff would kill a tree to do it so, but I do much prefer the March accreditation.
All right, section 6, consideration, discussion, and action on fiscal year 2026-2027 budgets.
Yeah, the counting is just for myself.
Okay, so the yellow doesn't mean anything?
It's just to catch my attention, so I told you. On the back, and then on the back was the 58, 57, the other expenses. That is where I put the, payments to the church for rent. Cause I don't have a rental tab, like I have like rental allowance for like the fire department cylinder containers or whatever.
Talking about the highlighted.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many months is that budgeted for then?
I'd have to look.
You know what we
I
pay a
have
month?
to, rent is $500 a month, but there's also like bills and stuff, but I'd have to actually pull, I did bring my laptop up here so I can pull it up. But I did reallocate some stuff that was in there because that was a lot more than that. Cause I had it under like uncategorized expenses or something like that.
So that's for rent and the utilities?
That's not rent and utility, I'd have to double check that, cause I think I reallocated some of that.
We have utilities listed.
That was,
Yeah, that's, the utilities are being put in, but, whatever they are, the gas, electric, or whatever.
Okay.
so from last budget to this budget, is there a percentage that we have to stay within? So we may get deposited? If she changed the amount? I don't know why that's not in the line. Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Question on the revenues. So we have the, so I see where, the utility side budget that we'll get to later mentioned the 74,000 for PWA.
Was it 480?
Yep, and then I see that coming out in the expenditures down here. I don't see us putting it in as a revenue to pay for that.
That is. It's not as a revenue, it's down here as an expenditure, where it says PWA.
Because you're paying it out to the payroll team, but then he's reimbursing you, so then shouldn't we have that in the
I know,
revenue?
it should be in there, but his maybe come in. This is down here, on expenditures.
Right, because he's paying you.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing anywhere in the revenue where you're claiming that income to be able to pay out. Because what it looks like,
Yeah.
it looks like then he's paying 75,000 and you're paying 75,000.
Does Joe have a cell phone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it looks like.
Somewhere else?
Just recently.
Bank charges cell phone?
He just recently started using it.
Oh, it's there, mine.
Well, I wanted to ask about that because wouldn't that be on the utility side?
I pay all of those and then I send a reimbursement slip to them. Because it used to be the police department phone, so instead of the police department.
Gotcha.
I will just say this is how the expenditure report for the budget report are always been set up. So there's not, the only expenditure for PWA payroll has always been on the bottom. There's not been anything as a revenue. Block, like that up there. Is how it has it worked out. Budget.
Auto tags.
Yeah, we had to do that one time, but that's not the normal.
Okay.
When we had a file for a lost tag for the pickup, the police truck, to use it for the loan.
What about the renewal?
Or,
Tags.
Tags.
for them, they've never told us that we don't have to renew anything, there's no stickers or anything that us are doing that.
Yeah, government vehicles don't pay for that.
Yeah.
So, I guess the only reason I asked
Well, I
about
thought
that
the
is
same
because
thing.
I took a look at all the formulas and everything, and according, I'm seeing that the town is negative $57,000. If we put that $74,000 in a revenue section, then we're flush like 17,000. So I was also gonna ask too, our general fund payroll is reduced down 40 to, it's only 41% of what we
Because the
had last
other
year.
portion of my payroll is it's police payroll,
Okay,
so it's separated.
okay. And then it looks like we're increasing the library payroll by 21%.
Because once we get into the building, we're required to be over 23 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
apparently a whole thing.
Yes, that's required by the OPO.
But it's a whole thing that the library hasn't bothered to tell us about as a board.
Not the library.
Can't speak for the books.
That was serious.
I have enough money to take care of.
Yeah. And I think they're currently doing 50.
Yeah, they, because of the situation, they've allowed us to be open to funding for operation.
I have my Wi-Fi hooked up.
Pretty significant drop on
Yeah, the.
13 to 292.
Hold on, expenses like the actual auto expense line.
Like, just in general, like you mean like fuel, auto repair, auto insurance.
I don't know, it just says $1,300 for last year, $292 for this year.
Monday,
Yeah, because we've also done some more like the town vehicles. We've only had like one person.
The 1,300 to 292 that you're talking about is auto fuel fire. It goes from 1,300 to 292.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, it does the same thing to me, fellas. I get to looking at one and thinking it's another when I go cross over it.
So how do you trace any lines?
And back up on, I think I need to take it off, on my highlighted rule. I left that blank, because I know there's been up in the area who talks about it, so I don't know if that needs to be discussed to open that position, put something, allocate money to that position,
much does she make an hour?
11.
$11
I think she's
an hour.
making 10 bucks actually.
Okay, so she makes,
There's no funds for that much on the emergency management the past couple of years.
You know, because we haven't had anything. We haven't had it, like, the department or, like Sean said, we tried to put something together,
Yeah.
but it lasted 5 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Code enforcement, okay, so.
Yeah, the code enforcement was like 2 years ago.
But we don't have anything on,
That's what I was talking to her about.
I meant for the past years.
It's been like 2 years since we've had, Lex has been gone for a while.
Yes.
Lex was our code enforcement
So
officer.
from 2023 to 2020 now, there's zeros.
Yeah, because we never had one. We had one until we hired Lex. Lex was only for like a couple months maybe, or maybe 6 months or whatever. Yeah, we've never had anything.
So he
allocated.
wasn't on the budget?
Yeah.
I see,
Yeah.
okay, that was my question. That was the answer to my question.
I don't know, I don't wanna get hung up about the library. I understand that, you know, what, if there's regulations there. But I'm also looking at, you know, here we are basically gonna be budgeting 20% more to an employee that not getting into employee promotion, demotion, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if there's a value there for spending an additional 20%.
Well, at one time we had two.
Well, I know. with
Well,
the-
but
That's
they
true.
they got their own,
Librarian
they got their own grants.
Well, they actually split the 23 hours.
Okay.
But this is like an ODL, like this is a state requirement, like we're
Mhm.
going to have to go to 23 hours. So it's going to have to be done. But that's another conversation that has been said too, that she doesn't want to be full-time, she wants to go to splitting hours again.
I think any of that stuff, she needs to
Yeah, we should.
have a conversation with us with about.
By her.
I mean, we've asked her, you know, I mean, we've had her library report for months and months and never said a word about.
Did this have, we did only have one budget, were we gonna do another one, or am I missing employee insurance?
I didn't have time to play with different options, so that's why I was wondering about the whole
Where we-
74,000.
the gap. Right. where
Yeah.
we- Yeah, that was what
What else did I
I
notice? that
didn't
was
see, I wanna make sure I wasn't missing it.
So then if we're going up with the library, 20%, why is our payroll taxes dropping 24% from last time? Because last year we budgeted 8,500 for payroll taxes, this year only 66.
We've had less employees as well.
Okay, but this side is only you and the librarian, correct?
Well, up there, no, on the payroll taxes, that's all pulled in together.
Okay, okay,
Because that's what I was kind of freaking out about, and then I realized that
okay.
most of the year we didn't have fully staffed. So that should start going up.
So should we budget then for more?
Yes.
Instead of the 64, 61?
It's probably, I would say, just compared to last year, I know this may sound steep, but I would double last year's. Because he's getting paid 16, Kim was getting paid, John was getting the salary of the 500.
Mhm.
Kim was getting paid $14 an hour before that.
Okay.
A little bit of a difference, but the huge difference is Joe's pay.
Right.
Because he's getting paid 20, going up from 14 then to 20, that's gonna be.
So you would like to see us double the 8,500 or double
Yeah.
the 6,500?
I would say the 8,500,
Let's put that in and see what we get.
or I would say suggest. Cause this, the amount that you're looking at for this one is also, like I said, not being fully staffed. Cause we didn't have an operator, we didn't have
Mm-hmm.
a consistent clerk.
Yeah, but we budgeted for it though, that's why I was looking at the budgeted numbers.
But it
Please
also wasn't,
payroll.
it also wasn't budgeted at $20 an hour.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Police payroll, we're budgeting up 20% from 36,000 a year to 43,200.
Yeah, because that's where my 7,200 is from our police payroll.
Gotcha. That explains that. 50%.
the comp went
Yeah.
down.
50%.
Yes. I think that it has something to do with them just being late, getting things out, that how I usually paid it and how it fell, that's why it's like that. Cause I just got the renewal, stuff for July 1st, like a week ago. So I think just them trying to transition over. I was gonna go ahead and put the 2618 cause it's been pretty consistent, but I didn't want to, in case you guys looked at the report or whatever, and question it, but I would feel comfortable putting the 2618 back in
Yeah,
there.
I think we should, yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was.
You can do that, or you can push it to like 3, because
Yeah, and then they're
everything's
probably-
going up
yeah.
in general.
Yeah,
At
just
least
not that much
build a
more.
little
Yeah.
patch
Little
into
wiggle
it.
room. So
Because
more
nothing's
for-
gonna get cheaper.
Yeah.
We're finding places to up.
Right? So then the auto fuel fire
Yeah,
down to
that's what I was-
$200, so are we not paying for the fuel anymore?
We are, but they, from the best of my knowledge, you're not really doing much. Like, they work at the shop and stuff, but you guys haven't went on runs or anything, have you?
Yeah,
We haven't had,
budget.
we've had a lot of medical calls, but for the majority of those, in the 2 years that I've been on the department, I've made 2 medical calls. Mainly because we just don't have the stuff on the trucks.
Right.
Right. So,
That seems
No.
really low.
Yeah.
Like, it was 1,083 and then 13 and now 292.
Yeah, it's like 22.48% of
Especially with
last
gas
year's.
going up, I would feel comfortable doing the 1300 again, but
Okay.
I would,
and I would be surprised if even more than that, but I, at least
Yeah.
at 1300.
I didn't
You
think
don't want more diesel, is it right?
Correct.
Right. We actually don't have minus the tankers, all of our trucks are gas.
so the
So
code
is there
enforcement
more
officer
reason?
still has 500.
What was that?
The code enforcement fuel is still at 500, so you can take some of that and get rid of that. And put it, you don't need code enforcement fuel.
Well, do we plan to have code enforcement within the next
We
fiscal
talked
year?
about it, we don't have it on the
Do you wanna
payroll.
keep it in your budget just in case with the emergency
But we
management
don't have it
stuff?
on the payroll, so.
Do we wanna move it to an emergency
No, I was
management?
thinking, I was just thinking if it's permanent.
Like code enforcement be for emergency management?
And that's kinda your thing,
I
Heather.
know the top was actually for
It'll be
emergency
on.
management. It's still for fuel.
But I mean, still, if you have, because the idea is the utility truck, it's got a bearing problem on the wheel, but once that's fixed, that frees up the Suburban.
Well,
That could be emergency management.
That's what it says
There's
set up for.
There's code enforcement here, but
Yeah.
we're talking about adding an emergency or changing code enforcement
Changing it.
to emergency?
Changing code enforcement to emergency management. So then that 500 would go.
So you're doing away with that whole code enforcement position?
Well, if that's how it's read out on the,
Yeah, there's no
payroll for
payroll
it.
allocated for it.
so
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, we should, that's, something that, I wish we could get back, but we got,
Yeah.
We got work to
we
do.
got a lot of work to do.
So the code enforcement, I know, or the emergency management, we used to have an emergency management team. Somebody had the truck that they shared with the code enforcement. With what you're planning on bringing back, Heather, is that going to need somebody with
I've
the
never
truck?
been in this situation at all, this is gonna be this is foreign to me.
I don't know what your
I
plans
don't
are.
have an answer. I mean, maybe I could reach out and talk to Charlotte and see what she,
There's
but
no
other
rule
than that,
against a board member not being the code enforcement as well, so a board member could theoretically run the code enforcement and it remain unpaid because we can't be paid.
That would be a pretty big conflict of interests.
Yeah.
I agree.
If
I'm
you have a,
just
if you
finding
have
my words in that.
a board member that's also has the ability to issue fines for the town residents.
Well, then it has to go before the board as a committee. I've already looked at all of it to be able to.
Okay,
That's
but
how
wait
we
a
did it before,
But-
cause I did abatements.
Right.
Like I did abatements and stuff, and my people, first I bring a list up to you guys to show you what houses with the pictures and whatever, then we move forward from there. As far as
So
abatements
it
are
really
concerned.
wouldn't change much, really.
Well, I guess
Well, you volunteering?
But we're
I had
getting,
time to.
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
but we're getting way off of the $500
Yeah,
for gas.
But
right now.
that's, it is what it ain't, like, we need to,
Yeah.
like, if we're,
Okay.
if that's what you guys' plan in the next year, it needs to be the idea budgeted in there for
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
I mean, I think this next year, we know we got a lot of work, so we need to have.
So
that
do we
on
wanna
the
try to
agenda.
keep a code enforcement in the budget just in case?
I don't know.
Well,
I feel like we need to.
Does this need to be put on the agenda, the subject of code enforcement?
I put it
would
on my
think,
list.
I mean, we can't make any decisions here.
Well,
I
but we
mean,
can decide here, do we wanna have money allocated if we
but that's
want to
kinda
go
making a
on with it?
decision, isn't it?
Not
No.
really.
Okay.
Cause we're just basically
No,
saying,
we're
if we want to,
accounting
do we
for
wanna
it.
have money for it?
And everything does get used.
I just thought we haven't really talked about that at all. That's-
But I
Well, my
don't know
I
what
mean,
it
it's,
is.
I
if
got
we
a
have-
question. Jenny, you made a comment just a second ago that we'll just say, you said something about, or maybe I misunderstood, so I just want to clarify. Emergency management person, or the team, that's not also your code enforcer.
No.
No, they're completely
Okay,
separate.
so
but
how
back
would
in
an
the-
emergency management personnel write somebody a fine?
They would not.
It wouldn't.
They would not.
Okay, so I apologize,
You
maybe I
have,
misunderstood.
you have to be a paid employee to be able to.
But they used to,
Yeah.
they used to share the truck, is where that came
Thank
from.
Well, that was a real gray area.
I know,
But, I mean,
I.
we all volunteered, when all that came about, we all chose and volunteered to be part of that, just as you volunteer to be on the fire department. Just because of your own civil right, your own civil duty inside yourself.
So then do we wanna keep that $500 in gas for the code enforcement truck?
Or dump it some emergency management. I
Well,
don't-
that's what kind of led us to this
Maybe,
conversation,
yeah.
is how it needs to be allocated. Is there any other place that it could be?
Just out of plain curiosity, fire department not be the emergency management?
I mean, I don't,
I don't see why not.
I don't see
I
why
wouldn't
they
either.
couldn't.
You would think so.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm not, please understand, I'm not trying to talk for Todd.
Yeah.
Or step on any toes, and if I'm wrong, you tell me.
Don't worry, we'll tell them it was all your idea.
Yeah.
Sean.
Well, my thing is we needed it for 2 years,
I mean, I would think
I
some
just
of
think that,
that.
I mean, most of us are,
kind of the same.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of the same training that we all go through.
I can talk to Todd and ask him if that's something that we just haven't had.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to have.
Throw my name on it.
We're about to have letters.
I'm not giving you word for word.
Yeah, we're throwing a.
Little
we're
embellishments
sending-
here.
We're sending a letter out too, so we may also see if we get any
I mean, I'm not sure if there's any sort of like code or ordinance against the fire department being part of emergency management, because you would think that'd be the first call that people will make anything. So, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't apply to them too.
So, do you have a question on your total?
So then, auto fuel, code enforcement, $500 in the budget.
Okay.
What do we wanna do with this line?
Maybe, do we wanna add, make it, can we do auto fuel, code enforcement and emergency management, so if we go either way? I don't know.
At this point, we know that we're
we
gonna
need to
figure
do-
something out.
We have
I
to try
say
and
we
do
do.
something, yeah, it's, I really don't think there's.
I mean, we can keep it like it is if you guys want to. I mean,
Do you-
that's
do you
okay.
wanna add
I just leave it like
slash
it is. If we're not
emergency
gonna use it,
management?
then it's just $500
I don't know, I mean,
if it doesn't.
how would we word that, auto fuel code enforcement truck?
Would be
Make it specific to the
code
vehicle?
enforcement slash
Yeah.
emergency management.
Truck?
I probably wouldn't use truck just in case we do have an emergency,
Okay.
and somebody that's volunteering needs gas.
Yeah, I think we just put slash.
Department or whatever.
Okay.
So just put a slash in there. We,
So, code enforcement slash emergency management
so I had a question on our.
department.
Yeah. I had a question on our subscriptions and software. Are we shifting money towards the QuickBooks software, taking it from dues and
Where was
subscriptions?
that?
Right under the total
So if you look at last year's, that 7,400 down to
Yeah, that's what I was
3,500 is the exact same, is exactly what's
Okay,
missing,
that's
so.
what I was assuming.
Yep. So the maintenance and operations section, I'm curious about that. So the very top line, what is that for? It's just a generic maintenance and operations?
Yeah, that's just, I mean, like, there's some things that I may have bought for, like, the PWA thing, which I could have said that, actually, trying PWA. I'd have to pull up those exact items, but it's like, I remember looking at my old notes, just like random stuff, like, something a lot. I want to say I fixed it, but you know, like the stuff that you bought is over the shelf.
The
Yeah, it was
network drive and
allocated
stuff,
on the
okay.
report as maintenance and operation.
Okay.
But I've actually allocated it to like all this.
Okay, that's why there's that huge
Yes.
drop in it? Okay.
Yeah.
And I actually
Hey,
have.
Brittney, can I just get, this is to the question, but just because I'm silly, just because I'm new. What does PWA stand for?
Public Water Authority,
That's what I figured, but I just,
and they call it Tryon Revenue Fund too, so whatever. Same thing.
what is the clean penalty fee?
That's for the citations, you have to pay each.
Like a membership?
Like
Is
$10
that based-
per
is it-
ticket, it's based on the ticket.
Okay, it's based on the number of tickets,
Yeah.
because it was like 13,000 at one point, and now it's 1,000.
Yeah, because they're gonna significantly drop it in citations. You
Gotcha.
have like one citation a month.
Right.
So then the total police, the total Tryon PWA M&O went up like 800%. From like 400 to like 3,200.
Yes.
Is that where that money came out of the maintenance and operations section above it? Tryon PWA M&O.
That's where I've ordered, or where it's been ordered, like the lawnmower weed eater and the loppers. And like, Joe has asked for like, it's called pipeline measuring tape. To be able to measure all the pipes and whatever.
So why
That's
isn't
where
that
I
on the
paid-
utility budget?
Well, this is what I've paid out for that department. That was on the reports in that section. He is reimbursed.
And
But that
that's
should be-
always been really, since we talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean. For y'all.
And most of the time I don't have that stuff on the paperwork, but we've been using like a debit card
Okay.
or stuff like that, and that's why it's been on just because it's on the town side, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's on the agenda, but.
And a big chunk of what's been having to be reimbursed, with having someone there full-time, they're there to pay out of their side. Because the whole idea behind that was if only one of the two of us is there, well, whoever's there would pay it out, you see what I'm saying? And so now, then, whenever utility would come in, then they would pay and reimburse the town back for what the expenditure was. While someone was out.
So-
The idea now is that that's, everything that utility will come out of utility, and what comes out of town will come out of town, and you'll see
So
a
do we
whole
need to
lot
talk
less
about that in the
reimbursements.
issues
So then do we
part?
need
to-
That- So then, yeah, you can, yeah. I think that would just help you guys, save
Yeah.
you less work and.
I don't
double
disagree with that at
washing.
all.
But then do we need to
Double
adjust this
washing.
budget to reflect that? Because right now we have $3,300 of your money allocated to it.
But didn't you still budget, and then you just
If you look at the previous years though, there's $400, $1,200, there wasn't much in the way that was allocated for that.
so
It's
what's
like
on
what we
yours
said
and then
normally,
what-
like what we had just stated, normally I wouldn't be buying utility stuff. It would be on him. But we haven't had a board to approve. And the other parts of there's sometimes when we have to use a town card. And for documentation purposes, since that's my town card will be coming on my account, I just kept everything for documentation purposes straight.
But you said your
And then
plan was to stop that this year, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So then do we need to make the budget reflect that?
Let's see. I would probably leave like at least 2,000 in there just for what if situations, just to cover it.
So just a look, do you have yours on yours, Spencer?
And our main goal is to do it,
Just
especially
look at it.
if you get some.
Do you have anything
That
for
we
yours?
talked about.
For what?
That would be
For the expenditures.
$1,276.
Town side.
So I'll take that down to $2,000.
But then are we gonna need to up it for Spencer? Which obviously we're not at Spencer.
Right.
Connect those dots.
The line above it is police month maintenance and operations is going up, like $1,000.
I'm sorry, Gina, what did you
What
say
did
you
you
were
say?
at?
Yeah.
The line right above it, the police M&O went up $1,000, even though we don't have a police department.
So we still paying, we're still paying overtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was under,
Yep.
So then should total police M&O be going away completely without?
that's what I'm.
That's what I'm asking. Oh, yeah, and I stepped over the auto side, didn't we?
Yeah, because the numbers I'm seeing there, that's that much when I took the truck in to get winterized.
Oh, I think you said you got it fixed.
That was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to-
We do our own, we do our own, we do our own.
I took up there and they got hurt by their others and they didn't have a month and a half. They're like, oh, it's doing this and doing that. I thought that was part of what it is.
Well, I'm not a mechanic, but I can bring some duct tape.
There's some baling
You
wire.
should have come down last night. We could have used some duct tape when we changed the cold springs.
Did you have,
I do, but it's not a lift, you know what I mean? Where I live has no concrete slab, so it's like, well, you
I bought a garage, but I can't get into
can,
it.
yeah. It's like you can pray to the Lord and put it on the dirt, but
No, it's all my stuff. Got a glass like a chain.
40 by 80, and now my dad's living in his office.
40 by 60 and 5 by 6 by 8. Or 6 by 8.
So I was gonna go, yeah, like a 14 by 30, 14 by 28.
Just go
Add
out
it
there,
up.
it's easy, they just bring it in there.
That, that's, well, the problem with us is we have chain link fence around where we want it to go. And we have a goat, so we don't know how they'd be able to bring it in, because it wouldn't fit through the fence, and we can't tear down the fence because goat. I just let him run like.
I was thinking it, but
Just turn her loose around town, they'll come back eventually.
And then you'll hang out with the
No,
sheep
you
and
gotta
chicken.
It'll show up, I guarantee it'll show up at my house at some point.
Well, if he doesn't.
Somehow or another, I ended up with 2 donkeys and
He is
another
the
horse.
biggest in the world. We actually inherited him from the people across the way that live on that, the corner, across from the the people that have the dog kennels right across the 780, they've got a couple horses and stuff, and some mini goats. They've got him in, and he didn't like them, and he came running over, and we just heard him.
Total police M&O, that is a combination of the penalty fees, APIS fees, forensic fees. So those, we have a little bit now that those will actually be going, those should be going up.
Oh, so that's a sum.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was like, where is that?
that makes sense
Find
then.
it.
So that is a sum of the cleat penalties,
Yes.
the APHIS, forensics.
Oh,
Which would be
well, that would
free.
make more sense.
Yes, it does.
But how do you get, oh, never mind, I'm not sure that. I see, look higher up. Like, well, I see zeros, how do we get 55?
So it looks like that also includes the fire M&O and the maintenance and operations for the
Right.
total.
That's how it's,
Is that how it's supposed to be? Okay,
I don't wanna use this word, but that's how the report's set up. So.
that's fine. Auto repair.
What was that?
Auto
Spencer was
repair.
coughing and I couldn't hear.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Yes, it is, sorry.
We have no money allocated for vehicle repair,
Oh, it's right.
auto repair.
No, because
Nothing's gonna break down.
Because it's
when
on my
this
side.
is, when,
Well, but we still have the police truck
yeah.
and possibly a code enforcement truck.
So that's, when this was done, we weren't allowed to drive the pickup. So that's why there's nothing allocated to
Okay.
the deal. So that's another thing I think you talked about.
So then what do you guys think we need to put in there?
Well, I mean, is there, okay, so what this is, we're talking about is town side.
What did we
Yes.
spend, what did we
This
spend?
would
on
be
it?
the,
It's pretty much
on
gonna
it?
pertain
Yeah,
only to the
So,
great truck.
the
Yeah, I think
Dodge
we spent on it
police
gas.
truck and then the code enforcement truck would be
Which is, the code enforcement truck is which one?
Same.
A Suburban.
Okay,
It was a Tahoe. but
yeah,
then
it was
when
the
we-
Tahoe,
when it
I
was
thought,
parked,
I
then
thought
they
you guys
said that-
traded that off or
No.
auctioned it off.
No, we're still driving it. It was supposed to be
It still
surplus.
drives, it still drives?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it drives better than the one with the utility box,
The
So
utility
the
box is
Tahoe
very
and the Ram are the city side.
which I spent.
The Ram is actually, we both use it because, yeah, that, I'm telling you. that turned
But
out-
to put it like the police truck is town side, and my understanding was the Suburban / code enforcement / whatever you want to call it was utility side, because that's what the utility operator's been using.
Yeah, the two white
Because
ones.
the two white trucks are utility, and the police truck is town.
Okay, so then we need to take off this $500 in gas for that truck then, right?
No, that
For
would
the
be
code
on,
enforcement, I mean,
that would be on this side.
okay,
Well, it's an emergency management, that would be on the town side.
true.
And then
Okay.
your
So the
3,000 miles.
So Spencer, what did you have for your repairs, your auto repairs?
on my side, I've got for the auto repair, I've got $3,500 down.
So what if you
Which
just
one
took the
was it?
$3,500 and you split it between you,
but.
between
That
utility
won't-
and?
That won't last long on the two
No,
white
the-
ones.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we
I
just-
spent that in one shot.
Yeah,
Well, and the deal is with the Suburban, it's in better shape. The other one, we're in the middle of the whole thing with the people who did the work on it before that said it was fixed, but yet the bearing still rattles when she's driving. So I have to make a
And that
couple
one
calls about
warranty
that
it?
one. Yeah,
Has it
I
not been-
to make a
Because I
few calls
spent-
on that one.
Okay, well, I just was like, well, I mean, I
Yeah.
saw an easy fix of just saying, okay, well, I mean, if everybody's gonna utilize it, then why can't we just budget it?
Well,
think
and
it's
the,
about
and the police truck's a
$3,600
lot newer,
Put
so
it
I don't
in.
foresee it having near the amount of repair costs necessary, plus it's not hardly driven. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say you'd have more than $1,000 repair in a year on it, because it gets driven a mile a week.
I'd say more than that.
You're gonna drop $1,000 on tires.
Well, and now that you just jinxed us,
Yeah.
So
so according to
I'd say 15.
according to
Okay.
the Excel math, if we
Would be your
include that
baseline.
74,880 as a revenue into the town from him paying you to pay that payroll, that would give us still a cushion of 5,000. With all the changes that we've made right now, 5,359. So we could take a couple thousand, put it towards auto repair for the town side in case the police truck or something.
So I need to add a new
Bar-
line item.
Barring
to all of
anything
that?
What
major, I
about
think
fuel for the bank?
$1,500
Do
would
we
carry
have-
it over a
where is
year
that? When you go take deposits?
for tires and.
I would assume under total auto fuel.
That's
So the total auto fuel
if
is
it's
the total
dark,
of
it's the
the-
total above it.
Yeah.
So I don't think, do we have any money for running deposits?
I don't think
Nope.
that was not allocated due to us not using it when
Because
kind of fell
we
between
didn't
the cracks of
use the
yeah.
police truck.
what the town has been paying for it, my side at least.
So Jenna, what you're saying is that by putting the money back in there, we've got about a 5K but cushion,
Yes.
right?
Yep, by counting in the money that Spencer pays Brittney for the utility payroll, and the other tweaks we've done so far, Excel's saying we should have about $5,300 plus at the moment.
So in the revenue, I need to put a line item in there.
Well,
for
you
that.
have one now. It's the very last one. You have transfers from other funds, operating expense from PWA.
Oh, yeah. It's dark on my end, my eyes are,
Mhm.
I didn't get a little old.
Yeah.
So circling back, I'm
So
still,
with $2,000,
I mean,
Well, that's what I was saying,
So I
1,500
need
would be a
to put that
baseline, and that would cover your
74.80
tire, a set of
yeah,
tires.
you get 364, 427,
so I'm gonna ask the
What
same
was that?
question, because
364, 427 for your total
And for
revenue.
that truck,
$1,500, I think would be fair.
well, that's what I was saying, barring anything major happening,
Are
I
we gonna
think,
allocate
just for a
money for the
general
bank? Or
monthly,
did I not
I mean, you're
understand that?
allowed, that's what,
I don't know.
100,
I think we need to add.
just
that
over
line.
$100, about $110, $120.
Because
Literally just bank line.
Yeah.
Right now, and I do think we can still look into getting an exemption, because right now, and I
I'm
do
not
it
sure.
today, or if you have money.
I know,
You
what
can
well,
keep it
we've done,
overnight,
we've been
but I
trying to
think
do
you
it
can
every
file
month.
for an exemption
When we get,
legally.
when we get to mine,
And then once we get into the building, you'll have a safe.
I have a fair
I
amount
don't-
put
we
on
can
mine
get-
for fuel that I would
So-
assume we could use in that truck for the bank.
Okay, so the auto repair, do we want to add some of that $5,300 cushion to it for the town side?
I think we should,
How much do we want to try to put there?
so.
15 will carry you for general maintenance, but that doesn't leave you anything
That's-
for a major.
So, 2, like
Well,
Sean suggested?
On slow days, we can change our oil and kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to be, I guess like you say, general maintenance, a Hail Mary, yeah,
I
2,000.
mean, it'd cost you $500 to put a window in it if a hail busted out, so.
Yeah.
So you could blow that out pretty quick if
Right.
something went wrong, so yeah, 2, we
And
probably.
we can come back to it and add more if we still have extra.
Well, add
Well,
line
yeah,
for
I would use 2 as a cushion. 15 would be a bare minimum.
The auto fuel police, should we change that line since we don't have police anymore to account for like auto fuel?
Now, how does that work? I just thought, I'm sorry, we can't change, what we have to add, because we can't, we'd be changing the past, looking at the years before.
That's a good point. So we'd have
We
to
have
add a
to-
line for auto fuel, how do we
Bank,
wanna word that?
Bank deposit. What,
General auto fuel?
Yeah, auto,
Yeah, general.
general errands
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's it.
Or auto fuel operations. Yeah, because
Yeah.
going to the bank is part of the
Administrative
part of an
operation.
operation.
It'd mean administrative.
Administrative operation.
I was just thinking put general because it's the town side.
Yeah, I like
And
general.
then it's not allocated to like a specific,
Leaves you with a
Yeah.
good
Well,
open gray area.
we just have those first 2 years that had something, and I think that
Well,
they.
that's why you just use
Look
it.
good.
And then how much did we allocate for that
Yeah.
new gasoline
Gray
rate?
line.
What?
Gray line?
I told him, I said.
We were
that
sidebarred.
Administrative would be considered a gray line.
600.
Is that what you, I mean,
I think so far.
$50 a month?
Maybe like, yeah, maybe like 300. These are full, and with gas going up, that's why I said 600.
okay. Let's do
And
that.
I think I'm having to fill up almost twice a month.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
I know a guy who has a couple.
I think I know a couple people.
Whip and ride, Brady.
Leave all them road apples on 177. All right, so,
So,
So put 600
equipment,
in.
equipment rental, do you have a number from last year?
Oh, God.
Budget for 250, I know,
what do
That-
we use
That's
that for
actually-
the town?
That's I'd have to go back and look at the picture for that. That's another thing
so
like
what's
this.
budget rental?
You know what, I think that the equipment rental for the town side was for the building, the trencher, the trench for the water lines and stuff over there.
Okay.
So that's not normal.
But then you got it at 2,000.
What paper you have in front of you, sir?
That second page, right below the police dispatch, equipment rental. And then I'm curious what
You start getting into,
Oh, wow, you're all the way down there. Okay.
you start getting into.
That is for the fire department. That's their cylinder rentals and stuff.
Is it jumping like 1,000%?
It also falls into like when you have like the lease renewals and stuff, the prices are kind of up and down. Sorry, wasn't in there. Yeah, and then I think Microsoft today did another cylinder or something. But that's about normal.
And then all of the rentals working here.
Which one? Yeah, the rentals should all be under.
Okay, that's what I was just curious
Except
why
for
it went
that
up.
one,
I
because that's
didn't-
fire department.
Office admin and expense, going back.
So it doesn't say on here.
That's the only thing that the town side only, so that's allocated on the hooks.
But you don't put it as fire, because in that way,
Yeah,
if the town really needed something, then that would kind of
Absorb it.
yeah.
It could go either way.
Back up to office and admin expenses.
Second page.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Okay,
Start there.
Ads, giveaway, $1,500 for ads.
yep. All the utility operator ads, some of them was almost $264 a piece.
Okay.
For the.
So this is one of those things we should leave in and just hope to God we don't need.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't let it leak.
Right?
Not allowed.
Someone get the duct, speaking of duct tape. And then line sorry, I'm on this spreadsheet here. There are a couple lines down, there's a bank deposit trips.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing
we
we just
used to-
leave that at zero now since we've allocated that
I
from
didn't
above.
see that before.
Yep. But then this way though, if she needs to go take mailings to the post office in Stillwater or whatever.
And that's the
An hour and a half ago.
where like I've had to work with Shawnee a couple times.
Mhm.
That-
To go get space heaters or for the town hall or whatever. Okay. So that was all the questions that I had, and according to the Excel map, we're still up 2,700. How much are we allowed to keep over as unspecified?
Did it say,
There's nothing to go wrong.
not that I read like that, or that it was.
I mean, I know we're not, we're not profit,
Yeah.
but it's all about Brittney.
Just that stupid. Do we not budget in for like the fire dues? Or is that because if you're inside city limits, you don't pay dues or that? I got you.
Speaking of revenues, what is that
There's fire
salary?
memberships. There's fire memberships.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
top.
there it is.
Oh, my apologies, I was on the wrong page. I looked over
You
you.
said a minute ago, way to go.
Ah, hey, thank you.
Just a few lines, what is that salary reimbursement for 11 grand?
The
Whoa,
1097.
where'd that get on that?
The what?
That is for what, the payroll that I pay, that's what he's reimbursed me. That will be back up to like the 22,000 or whatever, that he has to catch up for in the, for like,
So that does not include the 74,880 that we moved up here.
No.
This is from the past stuff that
Yes.
you did not get paid back for? Okay. All right, get on that, Spencer.
Yeah.
we'll call him Justice sign on Friday.
Yes, that is true. Our town association.
So with the payroll taxes, what are we doing? this is a
It's-
big conversation. that we're
It's
all-
budgeted in it, just because something's budgeted doesn't mean that we have to. But I have the payroll taxes up to 17,000, like you asked. I left that alone. We added in the 2,000 for auto repair. We added the gas trips, we backed off, some of the utility.
You got a new tab,
stuff.
general auto.
Yes, I just added a new line under that.
Did we change the, fuel for the fire to 1,300 over 298?
Yeah. So let me just check my formulas here.
I had a big brainstorm. I was gonna say that the librarian hours have to be someone that is a librarian, or is it possible, looking out loud, to get a helper that can help y'all and help the town? I mean, the librarian.
So you're saying-
So like,
I don't-
just kind of an extra person, I don't know, it's just something I'm thinking
I
about.
see what you're saying, and we would get them, if say
Kind of.
Jenna Lee keeps her 15 hours, that person, we'd have them 8 hours a week to make the 23 hours that were required.
It was just something
eventually. So I mean, if you did that, but I don't know about that allocation with how the funding for the library is concerned. If we're using them for town stuff and not
Well, if there's
exclusively
specific
library
hours
things.
for library and specific hours for town, I thought,
An administrative assistant.
yeah,
Yeah, but-
or, town manager.
No, we're nowhere
And-
near
I
big
mean,
enough to city manager.
Well, like, I don't understand like a word, I mean, I don't know, it's just an idea,
Town
someone that
man-
could maybe
the
help
town
fill in a
manager
few
is
hours for the
over
librarian,
everything.
and
Yeah.
then,
Over.
I mean, 'cause I know there's a lot that happens.
Well, that kind of harkens back to the idea that I had about doing an unpaid internship to train them to do those jobs.
I think unpaid intern is a fantastic idea, but it's probably not.
Well, it becomes,
Not practical.
it becomes OJT,
Yeah.
because once they're trained and everything, then the
Then they
next
want
season,
to.
then if they want to stay,
They
they
don't
can
stay
become
on, right?
an employee or they can go somewhere else. That's their pay, is they're getting trained.
Just curious if we can think about,
I mean, I think the other thing I would like to interject in that conversation is that I know there's been times in the past where the library has had multiple employees, but they paid for that through their own grants too.
Sometimes.
well,
So,
while we're budgeting, I just wanted to
Oh, yeah, I know.
brainstorm that idea, if we could use another hand that could help fill in.
So when are we gonna budget the library payroll?
I say we put it at the 12, whatever, but, you know, if it's a requirement of county, is it the state? Okay. Then, in order to have a library, somebody has to do it. But just because it's in the budget doesn't mean that we have to pay for it or we have to do it this one certain way. But then if we do it this way, the money at least is there.
Right.
And then if we don't, well then, you know, that can go somewhere else in that same category, you know, either through general fund payroll or we can buy the group a bunch of donuts. Just saying, I mean, but that would be personal services, right? Personally bringing you donuts as a service?
Yes.
We did talk about trying to do a monthly
Mhm.
appreciation.
So what is the number you're saying for the library? Are you keeping it at the 12?
The 12,144.
And if worst case comes, we'll just have to amend the budget.
Yeah.
Comes to the
When they some changes drastically.
What is the law on doing that?
I've never had to do it, I just read on it, that was a couple of years ago. With contact ads, where I have to send the budget or whatever, then basically the instructions to that.
Okay. Last year when we were so late.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago.
So I guess we fix all that. And then do
No, I guess
yours.
I myself, I can call the DL, get the information out.
Because I mean, at the the same time, if the library's planning on bumping up their hours without even talking to us, I don't think it's fair to maybe look at them and saying, maybe you guys can help shoulder some of this too. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. Was that on your list?
The library hours.
Is it possible, you said that there's still some slight surplus. Is there a possible way to set that into emergency fund slash maintenance? If you have, minor catastrophe, you have to put the money on it. It's there, but at the end of the year, any debts, outstanding debts that we have, just immediately goes into that.
I
think
think
you have
there
to
are,
have a specific.
there are
I mean, it's
rules.
not, technically, that would be the concept of a slush fund, but at the same time, if you dedicate it to, if it's used in an emergency, if it's not used, it immediately goes into that. Thereby, it can't be just used on anything, like a slush fund would be. But that would leave us a pocket, okay? The truck blows up.
Right.
Well, now we're screwed, we don't have a truck. Well, yeah, we can go put a down payment on a truck and get going. Or
I
a
know
lease.
too, because we have that $5.
Personally, I would do leases.
This is kind of along the same lines, but like we have that $5 maintenance fee that should be on the ground. I don't know how that looks with the software we have now, but, that $5 maintenance fee, from every customer could be allocated to be deposited into like a maintenance fund. And then that could be like our backup fund. If the motion
We've
is
got to
like,
have,
that's the
those
only
trucks
thing-
are not gonna last forever.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they've been on their last leg for years.
And I know Hampton, I heard Hampton a couple weeks ago say that he's gonna try to get some companies to see if they would donate a couple vehicles. They've done that several times in the past, but.
Should I say, was Enbridge and all them still? The gas companies down in the southeast,
I would assume that
you
you
could
still
get
gotta do
PPE
like
and
the
all sorts of
tax
stuff. They
tax
donate
stuff.
to the fire departments and cities and.
Even if the truck didn't cost anything, you've got expenses.
So there's one other thing I'd like to talk about. I fixed one of my formulas, and according to Excel math, and according, I would want us to go over all this before, this is just law. We have almost 6,000 surplus. The one thing we haven't talked about yet is employee benefits. I'd really like to try to get money for that.
Did we ever get any actual numbers on?
Yeah, we still have to decide on what the
You know,
formula type of.
Yeah,
we
so.
pay.
So, how can we set that money aside for it, and then figure out whatever formula we want, saying this is how much we have to spend, how can we do this for our people?
Well, you said there's 6,000 left? And pretty well the budget. I'm gonna ask the naive question. At the end of the day, your budget's gotta be zero, right? Everything's
That's the
gotta be-
goal.
So,
And just
if
get
we
rid of
know
it.
that we wanna try to do this for our employees, could you just take the majority, let's just say like $5,500
Okay.
and just say, and just allot it to employee insurance or employee benefits?
For 3 people, right?
That was my plan, was for
3
full-time
people, that's
employees.
not gonna get us.
Well, I know that, but I mean, at least it gets the money allocated.
And I think we're gonna need
You could-
double that.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
more than,
if not more than that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, my figure in my mind was like 15 to 20. But that's obviously, you gotta look at numbers and single opposed to family, and it's just it's so wide on what we would need to offer it to all 3. We'd have to be prepared to pay family for 3 and single for 3. I mean, that's.
Well, but not to be the bad person, we don't have to pay 100% either,
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm like, what was the
So-
percent, yeah.
It's
Well,
hard,
here's-
it's hard to set that up when we don't know what the numbers are.
Exactly.
The other thing is like, versus if it's not 100%, I'm not gonna say that I don't already have insurance, because I do. You know what I mean? and it's
It'd be
not,
better.
it's not great, mind you, but it works for the kids, the ones who need it. Cause as coming from blue collar, I hardly go to the doctor when I should anyway. You know what I mean? Even though I'm like, that hurts, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? However, I mean, you could allocate it in some other way. I'm not gonna use the word bonus, you know what I mean? However, that would cover at 3 full-time employees at even at $1,500 a piece. That's a lot cheaper than the insurance it costs you.
I just like you have the budget for all three
Even
going
then,
forward.
right.
You have the budget.
Right, absolutely, and it'd
And
be a
then
much
your
higher number.
percentage from there.
I'm saying
So-
overall savings wise.
So vast.
Something to sit on and chew on,
For a year.
I hear you. I get it.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, we know it's expensive. I mean,
Well, no,
Yeah.
what I was saying was if you, they give you your range, so 2 to 7.
Oh.
Going back to what
Goodness.
Spencer just said, instead of insurance, what if we gave them,
like a health allowance.
we'll just say like, we just said, like
Their savings
$1,500.
account.
Right,
So they would match.
Where like, I put $75 of each one of my paychecks into this deal and I get $1,950 to spend on co-pays.
right.
Yeah, there is insurance that's like a savings plan. I mean,
An HSA,
High,
yeah.
high deductible.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's just.
But what I'm saying is,
But it's
what,
better to have high
instead of
deductible
maybe
accounts.
calling it a bonus, but like
Right.
say, hey, we're gonna, allocate this money for everybody, our full-time employees to have $1,500 to just help with co-pays.
Right,
That could go a long way with if you get kids need glasses
Right.
or some dental work, or if you needed glasses or dental work.
right.
I know like for me, I got myself my new glasses and my boy glasses.
I love the idea. Do we wanna just put $5,000 in some kind of a
Possibly.
insurance startup fund? Kind of a-
Just to get
Can
it
you
labeled
save it
and
and
held
carry
it back.
it?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to spend all the money in the budget, but, cause I love that idea of like a health savings account, but
Yeah.
then we're gonna have to take over like, receipts and, approved
have-
expenses,
you
and
have-
no matter what we do, it's gonna have to go through some kind of a company.
You can't just give them like a.
If we do it as an HSA, it's not a use it or lose it, and it can roll.
The loans that we already have out.
They'll be on this side.
Grow and
This
grow.
part is fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
TJ had an HSA long before I moved in, now he's mad because he doesn't, prosthetics are expensive, but,
There's gonna be shredded pussy.
but that comes through, through the insurance provider and all that stuff, and then, I can't remember who it is that we went through, I think it was,
I mean, I guess you could it would be like a bonus, but instead of, like you say, having to pay another company or something to manage it for
USDA
it.
loan,
You
and
just say,
then
hey,
just the
we're gonna, in our fiscal year, we're gonna give you, at the end of the year,
Where we have it set.
cause, I mean,
this is.
cause that way then,
We'll get-
since this
we'll
is
get
tax
there.
money and revenue and stuff we're using it for, then that way people can't just be like, oh yeah, my kid had a dentist appointment again.
Ching, ching, yeah.
Right.
And just happens to be when the PS6 comes
yeah.
out, I mean, there has to be that accountability paperwork, and I don't know how we would manage that.
Unless
that
you
would
just
be-
paid it out in a sum, like, kinda like what he's talking about, and then that's
A
it, then it's on the
reimbursement
employee to do with what they want.
But see, but then that's not a health fund.
I mean, if it's labeled as such and we use it for health, then isn't it a health fund?
Then how do you
How do we
show?
make sure
Documentation.
you
You
have to
almost
keep
have
the
to be
receipts?
reimbursed.
I see your point, if you're
Right.
dealing with the
Yeah.
receipts and everything that goes along with that.
Yep. So I mean, it's definitely something to talk about.
Yeah, I think we
Or-
need to,
Like Brittney just said, you just turn in the receipt.
Yeah.
Spencer takes his kid to go get a new set of glasses.
Right.
$500.
I feel like there's gonna be a budget amendment that needs to be done, because there's no way to be able to have a proper conversation about this without numbers in front of you guys.
or not even.
Like, see what the options
truly
are,
knowing
see
which
what,
direction we're gonna go.
So do you wanna just allocate some of that 5,900 for now, knowing that we're gonna amend stuff later?
I think it said 63.
At 5,904.
Unless you want to put us at 0.
Or do you want me to just put the line item and not have anything in it?
I wanna say line item with nothing in it.
That way it gives us opportunity to come back around and talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, and if we can't, but at least we can try. So,
And it's on there.
So you'd only be talking for.
I would would be only our full-time employees, so right now that would be Brittney, Spencer, and Joe.
So 3. 3, 4, 6.
Yeah,
It's not cheap. I mean,
It's the worst.
Well, no, I was trying to
That's
figure
why we
out,
have
And if
that.
it's-
looking at this thing here, this Fidelity Investments is supposed to be the past HSA.
That's who we went through with Fidelity, but we got it through his work.
Because it's no monthly maintenance fees.
An
no
HSA
investment
might-
threshold.
Might be the way to go, because the standard policy, if it's basically, say the town covers
The
60%.
insurance company will pocket everything.
But if the town's paying 60 or 70% and then we're expected to pay 30% out of pocket, I can tell you right now fiscally, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna pay the 30% because I can't cover the 30%. You see what I'm saying? So that, to me, that's just town throwing good money after bad. You know what I mean? What's the point of
So,
spending the money in the first
To
place?
open and contribute to an HSA, you must be actively enrolled in a qualifying high deductible, high whatever plan, or an ACA bronze or catastrophic
So
plan.
much. It's-
So you have to have an insurance plan already.
Right.
I think just put in a line,
Yeah, we'll leave it at blank and we'll come back to it.
that's a goal.
Okay. And that would probably go under payroll, I'm guessing,
Not
under
sure.
the personnel services.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I'm just gonna go
Yeah,
line
that's
that.
where I was.
Miscellaneous, is that what she said?
Just throw it.
Miscellaneous. I mean, we'll put it wherever it is.
Zero sum.
How about board meeting expenses? Talk about donuts. Alright.
Christmas
Yeah, it should
party.
be by employee,
Hey,
yeah.
we had something on it,
They need to stop them looking.
Could've stopped at Missy's.
They're supposed to be paid.
I call
See,
them
there's
taxes
some-
different.
yeah.
I know, but their bread's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's
What about
actually
professional
taxes
fees?
that we get from the state.
Yeah, I don't know. I just put a line item that said insurance.
So what about
question mark.
insurance under
Nah,
professional?
professional fees would be like
Yeah.
license.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, attorney.
Stefan
Oh, okay.
and them.
What? Yeah, okay, okay.
So then, are we done? Are we good with the town side?
I hope so.
I do too, cause
Mm-hmm.
when this Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'm writing my notes on here, but can you?
I'm saving it for sure on here.
Please, I
And-
took some, but I didn't get them all.
So, and I have your original column and then my column of changes, so I still have your original listed too. So, all right. So then, what are we?
Table.
I mean,
We got so many changes.
When do we have all this?
July 1st.
I'm pulling that back.
Oh, dear God.
Which even if we
But
go
she
over,
said- yeah.
that's fine. We have
She
actually
said
till July 9th to like
Okay.
have everything done and filed and give to them. But that's what I have. This is what I have for the, I know it causes us to have, more meetings than what we need to. But that is yeah, it's like every Tuesday.
Well, I can't do June. Oh wait, when is the mayor's?
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah, June 17th is a Thursday. It is a Wednesday actually.
I thought it was
It's gonna be the 16th.
And there's some that's like a 5-day period or a 7-day period.
20 minutes.
I will be in Miami. Did we pay for that?
They won't let us talk.
I passed Elk City, I got close to Elk City.
When is that?
I'd be, my hotel reservations from the 16th to the 19th. Till later. Tuesday, Wednesday,
Are you
and
working
Thursday.
I can call tomorrow.
Do they only have one mayor training a year?
I think that's a right now. Yes, but let me double check.
Yeah.
I'll check on tomorrow about canceling it and when the next one is.
Yeah.
Because
Because with needing the public hearing and everything, we can't really miss a week on this. So my question for you guys then though is, so then next Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on schedules, come back again and have another meeting on the budget to get it finalized and published for the public hearing? Or do we need to have another meeting before then? Because I'm wondering if we're gonna have to adjust the budget, we're not gonna have an answer on insurance within 2 to 3 weeks. There's no way we'll have that done. Is that the only thing that we're waiting to, the only question we
I mean, I
have?
kind of would like to look at all of it again, and just make sure we didn't miss anything, or there was.
And if you're coming Thursday, I mean, look over that stuff, that stuff, we can also look over that, make sure that our numbers are right, we have a clean
Mhm.
budget, we can email it out. You guys know that we need, like, it's important, we need you guys to look at it.
Yeah.
You guys can look at it, make sure by Tuesday comes around, maybe you can be a quick meeting, and everybody can jump on it before.
Because I'm wondering if we like it and everything's right, we don't have any changes, do we need to have that meeting on the 17th if we're gonna have to have a meeting on the 24th with a public hearing anyway?
So are you thinking of moving into the fourth?
Well, you have one already on the 24th.
What's the time, there's some time frames on those, is that, will that cover the time frame?
Because then any changes we need to make should be in theory minor. Or do you guys wanna come next week and sit down and possibly get up and leave after 5 minutes?
I think, yeah, I think.
Do that? Okay. Okay, so then we need a motion to table the budget then.
I'll make a motion to table the budget.
I'll say that.
Heather, yes.
Do we wanna be specific at all with the,
So are we doing the 17th or the 21st?
21st, that's right.
can we do the 16th, that Tuesday? Cause I know Jim usually can't do Wednesdays.
So we'll get it before, so we should.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion for that specifically?
I just said to take this, but now we're discussing things. Bounce from 2 different dates back.
16th and the 24th.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, so we're moving the 17th to the 24th.
I was thinking the 17th or the 16th.
The 16th, so we're doing it table
I'm
on the
making a motion
16th.
to table the budget until the 6th meeting, another meeting on the 16th.
And then on the 16th.
Heather, second.
Sean, yes.
And then we'll do 24th.
And then Jenna, yes.
At this time,
For the
16th.
public hearing. Yeah, June's, we're having a special meeting to look over the fixed budget.
Everything.
Yeah, and then that's where, when I have to post for the public hearing in the paper. And then the 24th is when we're having the public hearing. And, yeah, we're having the public hearing on February.
Okay, so that's the
Okay.
conversation.
Do we need to wait to publish a public hearing, or can we do it now for the 24th?
We probably need to wait because I need the corrected, when I post it, I have to post the.
With the correct, with the
budget
correct
summary.
budget.
Yeah, so this one.
Okay.
What is the public hearing?
Or for people to come and be able
We show
to,
it to everybody and anybody else.
The budget. Okay, I was like, I've not heard.
for them to yell at us about,
Why we're spending on this and not on that.
And how done we are.
And
no, but it gives
I
the
remember
public a
that.
chance to look at the budget and if anybody is opposed to any of the directions that we're doing or ask questions or whatever.
So it's kind of like a regular board meeting, but they're just out there and it's just making it happen.
It's basically,
They
we're
get
here
their
for that.
they get their copy so they can scream and yell.
Yep.
just like,
Okay.
just like we did.
All right, so the motion then passed for the tabling it till the 7th, till the 16th, so then we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Heather, yes.
Jenna, yes.
I'll do your restroom.
That's kind of long before I do production.
Well, I really probably shouldn't have, but I did. I waited for a minute. Well, if we could all be on one.
Yeah. No, it's actually earlier than I was expecting.
I'm gonna take advantage of the last couple hours of the night, go get the hinges and stuff for the chicken. So I could start on it early in the morning.
Aren't they Amanda's chickens?
Uh,
Aren't they Amanda's chickens?
well,
If it was my chickens, it'd be like, go yourself and go back.
yeah, but if I send her to get it, she'll come back with the wrong thing.
See, if I send him
Spend
by
a whole lot
himself
more
to get
money
it,
than just the hinge costs.
I'll just have to take it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
That's my husband, he'll come back with them. extra bucket that we don't need and.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I went up there last week and spent $300 in the Harbor Freight.
And it's, I try not to go there when they have sales on purpose, because it's.
I bought the two-phase, vacuum for air conditioning.
Right.
And all that, and that cost me almost $300, and then I went in and spent, almost $100 on a battery powered whistle.
Do we have an agenda?
So I have a gas powered one,
Should be on the same
but I
package.
keep having to fight with the gas, so I was like, I've got all these batteries, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this one.
Yeah.
Just because.
And I have a weed eater that's a battery powered. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it does what I want it to do, but everything else that I've used is battery powered, man, unless it's a drill or an impact.
I've gone
Give me
through,
one, man.
I've
Give
gone
me
through
one.
half a dozen blowers,
Yeah.
2 or 3 weed eaters, and they all do the same thing. They'll run fine, and then they'll start getting to where they'll run and choke, but when you pull the throttle, then they'll bog down.
Yep. The only blowers I've seen that are worth it are those little still ones, the little small guys.
Yeah, I can't see.
That's it.
I'm debating on whether I'm not getting the mixture right. You know, some of them are 40, some are 50, and I'm mixing the batches up, and it'll be a brand new. And a week later, it'll act weird.
Let me ask you a question. Are you using pure gas?
Yep.
Okay, because you know that's always the first question.
Yeah, it always drives me nuts, and I gotta go buy the most expensive
Oh,
stuff out there.
you ain't kidding, dude. Like, the wife drives an 01 van, and so it's just a little bit too old to get the ethanol gas in it, so I get to pay for that full price gas.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of pieces of equipment that will run on E10.
I just, man, I put it in the truck occasionally because my truck's flex fuel, but that's it. I won't run it to anything else.
Yeah, that's both of the trucks and the gold car.
Yeah.
I made a point of that.
Yeah, and you think it's not that big a deal, and then you go down like through Perkins and you go, well, now it is a big deal because that's just
Yeah.
$2.79
I
right there
wonder-
yonder.
Walked into the dealership, and I'm like, so I'm looking at your vehicle. I'm like, this is my budget range, and they're like, well, we got like 6. I said, I want a flex fuel. We've got 1.
You've got one, yeah.
I guess that's the one I'm buying, ain't it? I do think the next one though, I might consider like an SUV style rather than another like 30 pickup.
Right.
She's got the back seat of that pickup full of so much of her stuff. I'm bringing a room for 2 people in the truck
Right.
this weekend. And I'm like,
So she sent me a
I told her I was
picture.
gonna buy her a
She gets the
Sprinter
double
van.
elbow. Right, yeah.
She actually liked it.
All right, we are at First Baptist Church, 122 North First Street, Tryon, Oklahoma. It is June 9th, 2026. It is now 7:59 p.m. I call this meeting to order. Roll call.
Sean here.
Heather here.
Jenna here. 3, consideration and action on consent agenda. 3.1, approval of the minutes. 3.1.1, March 10th of 2026. 3.1.2, April 7th, 2026. And 3.1.3, May 5th of 2026. Do we have any minutes, Spencer?
No.
We do not. Okay.
Make a motion, we table the minutes for March, April, and May.
Sean said.
Oh, Nathan, yes. Lost.
Jenna, yes. 4, approval of the monthly financial reports, 4.1.1, December 2025, tabled from February 10th, 2026. 4.1.2, January 2026, tabled from February 10th, 2026. February 2026, 4.1.4, April 2026.
So I don't see the first two checks.
Yep.
I'm looking at page 1 for the general ledger, is that? Wait, I'm backwards, sorry. Hang on, let me start with December.
talk about the order of these.
So we got November, let's see.
I didn't bring the poker.
Sorry.
Let's see, we are still missing check 104.10495. It's listed on the PO sheet for Lincoln County Farm Center. I still don't see that here on the ledger.
Okay.
So all of the Johnson Plumbing is together. Am I not looking at something right? General ledger. It says it's under check 10490,
Okay.
but the total, looking at the grand total, so I'm not seeing.
The amount being $2,471.96.
Yeah, I was thinking it was all of, because I don't see the other external checks.
Yeah. No, I did not print November.
I only see one check for Johnson Plumbing in December though.
Yeah, I was looking over here and thinking that was multiple checks on the breakdown, but.
And that's the right number and the right
Yeah,
invoice number,
correct,
so.
correct, yeah.
What is that going
To Lincoln County Farm Center.
I got you.
$111.50 supplies invoice.
It's a ghost.
And this is the weird one, that there was one in April too, I think it was, that was for the same place, that's just missing.
Well, if it was out of sequence like the other one, I thought maybe it was something they were setting on, but it's not.
It's
out
not
of
in
sequence.
January. Just double check.
I thought that maybe too, since it was the end of the month kind of thing. 104.95, it was written to Lincoln County Farm Center.
I will make a point to hunt this one down deliberately in the morning, because I don't know.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. I will get on that immediately.
Well, you've got an invoice number, so they can pull that if they have
Yeah.
to.
Right.
Yeah.
I can probably, yeah, check the PO and then cross-reference the check number and everything else. See what we got.
Also, check the bank account.
That too.
I got a copy of all the checks right here.
According to the PO list, it was
That's a
written-
separate bank account, isn't it?
But
Yeah,
that those checks come out of?
it would come out of the PRF, right?
Yep, this,
Yeah, it would come out of the revenue
so
fund.
has a separate checkbook, right?
Yep. This
Never
is
mind.
gray and mine's purple, so it's like even a different color. This for-
Okay. That was my only question on December.
You good? Make a motion? Do you guys have any? I make a motion, we table December's financials.
Nathan second.
Sean, yes.
Jenny, yes.
That's tabled because of 10495 being missing from the ledger.
Correct.
That's the only issue you guys have with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
just take those.
Yep.
Okay.
And again, I'm sure it's something as simple again as tearing all QuickBooks down and building it back up and tearing it down and building it back
Something
up.
simple.
Yeah, helpful help. Alright, 4.1.2, January 2026, tabled from February 10th, 2026.
Yeah. Couple, yeah, doubles. $499, $500.
Is it doubled because it's split?
Yep.
Yeah, because the dates
Yeah,
are
that makes
different.
sense.
So I'm sorry, we didn't hear the answer on that. Those are supposed to be two separate lines that are exactly like.
Which ones?
For, let me see, on 107,
Yeah.
check 105.2 and 105.3.
Okay, but
The
if you look,
exact same amount.
yeah, but if you look, it says 12/1/25.
I just want to make sure. I didn't hear what the answer was, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're separate, they're for the same amount, but they're for separate dates. I assume that that's probably, if I take a stab at it, would that be John Fox's payroll?
I have no idea.
Well, one,
And
so
one of them's
over
gonna
here
be
on
every money.
499, it actually says John 500, but then the next one is Aaron.
Aaron Neely?
So, but then how can you have two checks to two different people?
Two
Which
checks,
one- which
two
ones we
different-
I
talking
mean,
about?
one check to two different people. The third page on the, there, my eyes are saying to me, it's two check number, or one check number, the same number for two different people.
Because that's a split check, so he reimbursed me for the payroll,
Okay,
and
sorry.
that's how it's allocated in the system.
Okay, that's, I'm still like, wait,
Okay, I
still
get it.
not, that's
Yeah, I
not
had to look at that, I
flowing.
was like, hold on a minute.
Okay, I get you.
Because that's why all of them, as you can tell, except for 500,
Yeah,
503.
It just
That's
threw
why
me,
that's
so I was
there,
like,
yeah.
how can you split it, but if you're reimbursing, I forget about that. So if you're writing a check,
Because he's
Because he has to
writing a check
pay
to the town of
for-
Tryon,
Okay.
but he's
Right.
splitting it in QuickBooks so that we
Because
know
Yeah, that's
which
like in
one
the
it goes
description.
to.
Yeah.
sorry.
No. There are no stupid questions unless it's Sean's.
Yeah. And then we just put it in AirPods in.
I don't know,
Well, he keeps
trying to
saying,
fill a lot of drivers,
I
ask
like
strange
that.
questions.
Yeah.
he keeps saying that he's asking
No,
stupid
nice.
questions, so I'm just, don't wanna
So
play
I may
hard.
have had a few teachers that would beg to differ.
Well, I know they always say there's no such thing as, only stupid questions, the one you don't ask.
That
But
is,
you can't, you
I
don't
disagree 135,000%.
Yeah, I think there are definitely dumb questions, you know what I'm saying, but it just depends on the question and where and when.
They're not necessarily dumb questions, they're just uneducated questions.
Verbiage.
Do we have any notes or questions on January?
Do not.
Do we have a
I
motion
make
then?
Yep, I make a motion, we accept January's financials.
I'll second it.
Maybe, yeah.
Jenna, yes.
Sorry, who seconded that?
Sean,
Sorry.
I apologize.
I was trying to read and write at the same time, I didn't remember that.
4.1.3, February 2026. Okay, I do have a question here. I keep seeing East Side come up. Are we caught up with them yet?
Not yet, that's
No.
what we're on to the end of this week.
Okay.
We haven't had a chance to actually, recheck.
What is the plan? Like, end of the month, will we be caught up with them?
That depends. So, yeah, everybody's coming through and paying their bills, everybody's due about the 20th. So, in my mind's eye, my plan is essentially, after the 20th rolls around, we're basically gonna have gotten everybody who's gonna pay this month. Right, then we can put all that in the bank and then give us a better idea of what we have to pay from to pay up that stuff. Because at the moment, everything I'd like to get paid across the board, of course, and paid in full. But some stuff like East Side, if we've been running 3 months behind with them for however many months, if we only have enough money to cover them for a
I
month
get
and a
it.
half worth of two, you know what I mean?
I do.
I'd like to get everybody taken care of at least a little bit.
So
You
then-
know what I mean, to keep everybody happy.
So is the plan to try to have them caught up by the end of the month?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
if funding allows it,
Is-
then absolutely.
Is worst case scenario, we'll be caught up with them by the end of next month?
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Given if we're not putting out any money, it's like as far as
Yeah, I know, but-
extraneous expenditures along the way, then yeah, absolutely.
And are they the only vendor we were behind with? Like our chemicals and all those, are those caught up?
I think there's one more, the one that called the other day,
Yep.
but that's like, with some chemicals that we had bought or whatever, but other than that, that's it.
Did you get that one taken care of?
Not yet, those would be, yeah, we can care for it.
Cool.
And then we owe, I think it's a little bit, it's not a lot, it's like $600 some bucks to UTS, and I've got to get them paid for as well. They're not on our back about it, they just sent it in.
Yeah. Good.
And I think that's how we get our meter stuff.
Yeah, and then that
What?
was-
Anybody got a question about February?
Make a motion, we accept February's financials.
Sean, second.
Maybe, yeah.
Jenny is. 4.1.4, April 2026. I have a balance sheet for March, but I don't see it on the agenda.
Yeah.
That's because I just printed them all out of habit, you don't need them. Unless you have to call back for a reference note or something. It's the same reason you got a November PO sheet too.
I had a question about that. Yeah.
We are still missing checks 10538 and 10539 on April.
10538 and 105.
So the one is to Mr. Is it Dowdy? Dowdy for the April meeting, and then again, that Lincoln County Farm Center. Is there any chance that that vendor might have gotten accidentally deleted?
So it's 24%.
I'm just trying to think of the why the only 2 times it would show up in 6 months, they both got deleted, so.
Anything else got
doing it, and then go to Atwood's, they wouldn't find what they were looking for, they would go to Lincoln County Farms.
$60 didn't get a break for it, that's money to judge.
All right, financials for April.
I make a motion, we accept, or sorry, we table April, so the Tennessee checks for, 10486.
Zero.
10.
Is that one?
Oh, my
105?
bad, I've done with it. They're there, 10539, 10538.
Okay.
So my bad,
Do you have a second?
Sean, second.
Jenny, yes. We are knocking it down though, that is important.
One step at a time.
Yep.
It is before we come back.
All right, approval of monthly claims. Section 5, approval of monthly claims, 5.1.1, November of 2025.
Y'all have November? Yeah, but I missed the word. I didn't.
No, it's not having
Last time the word Atwoods had a,
Oh, small errors on
You can take that one.
what is, on the, first Atwoods, what is flages? F-L-A-G-E-S. Is that supposed to say flanges?
Yep.
Did he gave you one?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Karma has entered the meeting. Do we want to table this PO list, or do we want to accept it pending that one spelling error?
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept November's claim after the adjustment of the spelling error with Athens.
Do I have a second?
Sean, second.
Nathan,
Jenny, yes. Alright, 5.1.2, December 2025, tabled from February 10th, 2026. I believe this was the one that we had some.
Yeah, so this was missing. Check 13495. We have the invoice number.
On the PO sheet though?
Yeah, for December.
Yeah, the numbers just have to grow on something with that.
That's the one that's not.
It's not on the financial report, but it's on the claim report.
So can you not approve one without approving the other?
Yeah.
This was-
Okay.
So I make a motion, we accept December's claim.
Nathan, second.
Sean, yes.
Jenny, yes. Got the flow going, Sean.
I'll go, man.
Man,
You
I-
back it up. Lost in thought.
Yes.
Sorry, January 2026, tabled from February 10th, 2026.
Great. See. I make a motion to accept January claim.
Sean, second.
Nathan,
Jenny, yes. Finally, 5.1.3, 1.1.4, March of 2026. This one was spelling errors. And I see the second to last one, Ryan Chemical, is still missing an H. This is what happens.
What do you mean it's missing an H?
Ryan
What?
Chemical,
Yeah.
CEM.
According to mine, I don't see that.
Like I said, mine kinda has CH.
EN.
Mine does.
And this one also has a check number.
Here, switch it. Not that one, it's dead.
Because that's not shady at all, is
How did that work?
That was bullcrap.
it? Okay, fine. How about the second one down? Or miss? Oh no, wait. That was a transfer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
Hey, he's just trying to keep it flowing.
I'm just trying to keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling.
Get her.
Sometimes you have to throw an M80 in the sewer.
Yeah, because we have not met the budget yet, so let's go ahead and let that one marinate.
Okay, so Ryan Chemical's right.
Yes.
Make a motion, we accept March's claim.
Sean seconds.
Nathan,
Shannon. So vacuum is spelled wrong.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah, VACUUM is vacuum.
is yours right on your page?
That's a good question. I have to check.
Sorry.
Okay.
Give her back the other one.
We're good.
So Jenna votes yes, pending correction
Yeah,
of the typo.
And I still don't see it. Next one on the wrong. Oh, there
So then you had
I mean, he does have double letters.
He does, and I mean, if you turn the C up, on its side.
Yeah.
And so, I'm sorry, Sean, did you second that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Number 6, consideration, discussion, and action on fiscal year 2026 to 2027 budgets. And I totally wasn't scouring that page looking for any little thing. Jenna's not petty at all. So I have,
Find something.
right? I did have several questions on here, on your numbers, Spencer.
What you got?
You
So-
wanted me to make it very clear that he's done this by himself.
Yeah, I want to make that very clear.
Well, he did a good job. So sewer is going, our sewer revenue, we're expecting a 565% increase in revenue. Last year we
Okay.
budgeted 6180 for sewer income. This year we're budgeting 34,000.
So I don't know where the previous come to 6,000 comes from, but the 34,000 came from G-Works and pulling everything from that entire last 6 months or 8 months, or I guess it would have been a year, right? For the last year, pulling all those numbers together and then adding them up,
Okay.
gave me 34,000.
Okay.
That
It
was
wasn't
from our
allocated-
utility software.
It wasn't allocated correctly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That was pulled directly from the utility software, and the same thing with the garbage number as well.
Okay.
As you can tell on, I know they're not the exact same amount, but on last year's, it was 140,000 for the water utility payments. That's where he was throwing everything.
Okay.
Like the miscellaneous. So it's a little,
Yeah.
utility, payments are down a little bit, and
Okay.
34,000. Like I said, it's not the exact same amount, but that's why that number.
Why the connect fee went down a little bit, and
Same
the
thing.
late fee.
And the late fees are down because we.
They're actually up, so we actually have a
Okay.
33% increase in late fees.
What do you mean they're up?
So last year we budgeted 3,000, this year you budgeted 4,000.
Well, it's because we plan to actually charge them this year. Going forward, I mean, theoretically, that's the plan.
Interest revenue is supposed to go up almost 200%.
So here's the deal with the interest revenue. So he had it at 2024-25 at 640, and then at 372, and then I have it at 644, because I don't see where he's putting our interest revenue in properly
Okay.
and it being miscategorized. So that's where I came up with that number, was carrying it over.
Okay. Workman's comp's cut in half again. Do we want to bump that back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back up to the 1100? Okay.
Because is that not something we're splitting, right? So we were prior, so now we're not, okay. Okay.
Is Eastside not raising our rates at all this year, this upcoming year?
So far, they have
No,
not,
but notified of it.
they haven't said anything of that.
All right, auto section. This
Okay.
is not my forte. So what do you guys think about those numbers? We have about a 15% increase on the fuel and the repair.
Because the fuel cost for the truck itself is, yeah, he drives around a fair amount during, say, meter reading times, but as far as fuel cost goes, he isn't going more than probably 4 or 5 miles a day. You know what I mean? Went to the shop to get the trailer and the mower to get it back on, and if he's mowing something like around town itself, not like, say, over by the fields, or
Yeah, if he's not leaving town, he's not burning the tank.
he's not burning fuel, so I figured 4,000 was a pretty reasonable number to stay within that realm.
I think more of his fuel is more of his equipment.
That's one, and that goes into the equipment part, but we'll get to that as we move on down the lines.
The subcontract labor done this went down.
To zero, because we're not using it,
Right.
because we're done using contract, subcontract labor.
I like it.
Should we budget some just in case though? If we get a, you know, if the rainy season goes really long and we need help mowing,
Well,
I guess that's a
okay,
question.
here's my thing with budgeting that. If you go to the very last page, and you look at that number, where it says fund ending balance on the far right, that is not a lot to move around with.
no, it's not.
So I would just as soon, I mean, I guess you were, like you said earlier, budgeting something is budgeting something. It doesn't necessarily have to be at zero, but, I mean, I guess we could allocate something for contract labor, but I don't know what we contract labor out to. I mean, other than, we were using Jimmy for the meters, but now we have Joe, so in theory, we don't need that.
So if we don't budget anything for the contract labor, then it's going to be on you to help cover if Joe
I get it.
needs help or if he's
Right.
out sick or something.
Right.
Okay.
Well, but the thing is, like, we can't get Jimmy to help us without it being an unreasonable
Yeah, we don't
rate.
need to,
However, who else will we contract? I mean, would that be, that's my point in budgeting something for that, is what, I don't know who we would even budget that to.
I don't know either.
Okay,
And especially with us in the process of getting him his water license.
then that frees that up.
The one thing with the auto, you have a total of auto totals of 44,150. That number is actually 9,350. You accidentally included the garbage in with the price of that sum with the auto.
Gotcha.
Your 4,000 for the fuel equates to $77 a week, so.
Yeah,
that's what-
For just the vehicle fuel, that's
Yeah,
a reasonable number.
for now.
I don't think it's gonna go a whole lot higher, but.
All right. Operations and maintenance.
So the 44,000.
It's 9,000.
I would question your 3,500 for the auto repair on those 2 white trucks.
Okay.
So you're gonna drop a grand total
I
under
spent that in
garbage,
one shot.
Spencer?
Do what?
You're gonna drop a grand total under garbage?
Yes.
So are you wanting to try to add some to the auto repair? Right now we have 1,500 to play with.
I was gonna say, I'd be buying my lift if.
Auto repairs 30. Oh, you mean the total?
The 3,500.
I mean, if you only got 1,900, you only got 1,900 to really play with, I mean, really, what's throwing another $1,000
Well,
in there really gonna look like?
Well,
I mean, I know it could happen,
The truck with the toolbox has got brand new tires and should have a brand new battery in it.
It does, and he was out, he went out and took it for a drive today and had me come out and sit in and hit the block. And there's a problem with the bearing on the front right wheel, cause when you're
Hey.
rolling, it's pink.
Go back and look at your invoices.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, so I'll make a call about
Because
that.
he was supposed to do that, go
Yes.
through that whole front linkage.
Yeah,
So
Other
if you
than
can get
that,
out from under that,
Well, did you
what do the
change
tires look like on the Suburban?
they're not terrible. I mean, they're not bad. They've got some decent life to them.
We've got those 2 tires that were,
Yeah, and then there's the other 2 tires. We have 2 tires that we've already ordered through Perkins Tire. We just have to take the truck down and get it picked up.
Yeah, cause the set of 4 was it was $1,000 before, but then with the town discount and everything, I think it come in at 9 something.
Just out of curiosity, on
That's crazy.
on the truck, you're saying you're hearing a rattle, did he change out the bearing, or did he change out the CV joint?
we'd have to find the invoice to see what was done.
I want to say
He
the
went
bearing.
after all the
Cause I mean,
linkage.
cause
But I don't know what-
linkage isn't gonna make it.
Well, I know he went after the linkage because it was trying to meander, but I don't know what else he did.
'Cause
I was under the impression that he was going into the bearings. But
I
when
mean, I
you
could
get into
definitely
that
foresee it.
front end, 4-wheel drive,
And we got what first
That
No.
particular Chevy was hell on bearings.
Okay, so what does that do with the budget for the auto repair? Leave
To
it
be
as
honest,
is?
I say leave it.
Okay.
I think we can ride with it, Barrett,
Because if we can get
providing
them,
that nothing major,
Okay.
no blow
All right,
up.
operations and maintenance section. You know, this is the part, we took $1,276 away from the town under the equipment rental that we need to put into the budget for the utility side.
Let's go where?
So
The
you
equipment
got it.
rental, we took it out of the town side,
So you change your line 3 from 2026 to 32.
3302.32.
3202.
And that leaves you about
3302.32.
$700.
Yeah, thereabouts, something like that.
What's the one thing though that you think you would rent the most?
Honestly, if,
No, that's a whole shit.
yeah, that's a whole thing.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, I know we were
Probably mini
discussing,
excavators.
So, yeah, it
And
would
then if
be-
we get grants to cover that,
Then that we wouldn't, in theory, we don't have to rent anything. If we have a mini X that we get through a grant, we have no reason to rent anything.
Unless we need a big excavator.
And unless
Or
we
we want
need a big
to, or we want
and I
to
think
rent
that
the
if we need a big
fences for the
excavator,
cleanup day.
if we're gonna need a bigger excavator than the one that we've been looking at,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably because it's gonna be a huge job and we're gonna have to have contractors do it.
I'm just saying, I mean, we rent more than just the excavator,
Right.
so.
Well, then would that not fall under, well, I guess because it's the cleanup parts and that's still on the utility side, right?
Mhm.
Right, okay.
So, I'm gonna be the bad person here. Line pipe repair, we went from $600 a year, which obviously is nowhere, which is a joke, to $9,868.15. Can we pull $1,000 off of that to make up for that equipment rental that we just added?
I'm sure.
I don't think it.
I mean,
I know the water lines in this town need the
That's-
repair money.
that's
I
my
know they do.
mindset.
I know they do, but.
is the 9,868 sticking around for line repair. Now, equipment repair is $3,000 for equipment repair. We don't have equipment to repair. I mean, what are we repairing?
Lawnmower, what else is there?
I don't know,
You're
it's
saying-
$3,000.
You're saying $3,000
On lawnmower,
I know,
You're
but
buying new
that's
ones.
the only equipment
We
that
don't
I,
use a
yeah.
generator for any.
We
The
have-
generators are all dehydrated fuel in them.
Yeah, I mean, it all needs
They
a
all
lot
need
of
to be
maintenance to get
cleaned
there. I
up.
get
what
that.
about the water pumps? and
water
the
pumps are
heat
good.
pumps?
Yeah, they're like brand new.
According to Joe, he's fired them all up and they all run and
He
drive,
got,
works all
he
the
got all
way.
the red ones going?
That's is my understanding of it.
Sweet.
Now, I haven't laid eyes on that, fellas. I'm taking word of mouth on that deal, but.
Well, when I went and checked them, they didn't smell like shellac,
Right, they weren't quite there.
But
What about
they
the well house
were
pump?
fine.
I mean, what all is included in this equipment repair? Like the well houses, the brush hog and the tractor, the lawnmower?
Well, it would be equipment that we personally own. If it's inside the well house, wouldn't that be covered by a grant to repair said well houses or insurance?
Because insurance covers.
So equipment repair, we've got $3,000 here that's just for the tractor, the brush hog, I guess. Well, would trailers fall under auto repair cost or would that be equipment? That would be equipment, okay. So, and I don't know that the trailer's in the greatest shape.
Well, and then you get the little electric doohickey thing
Yeah,
that needs
So-
to be revamped.
I mean, we can keep it at 3,000, but I don't think it needs to be at 3,000. That's where I'm at with it.
Well, what if you take 1,000 off of that, and like Jenna said, we bump the equipment rental to 3,
Yeah,
and you put your equipment repair
at 2. Okay.
What do you think, Jenna?
So we bumped the equipment rental to 333, and then you said to knock the repair down to 2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of the law is that if you need to, you can move money between within the same category, operations and maintenance, but you could not move it from like operations and maintenance to professional services or,
I would assume that.
I mean, I would want to ask Stefan when he's here next, but, okay,
I know that's how we do it at the city, Jenna.
is as long as it's within the same.
As long as you're basically taking more or less apples and apples.
From the same pie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then, and then we get to leave the line
We do
repair.
that all the time.
And then we get to leave the line repair at almost 10,000.
I think that's,
Good, I like that. The one thing though, Spencer, your total M&O at 72,000, you included the 4,400,000 above it, so it should just be $28,709.51.
Okay. You said 28,000 what?
28,709 and 51 cents.
Okay.
Office admin and expenses.
Hey, he's cheap. Hey, he's cheap.
Yeah, for real.
The only question I had was the
Lots of grounds don't cost that.
What's the office admin?
The what?
The office admin expenses? Oh, mine was.
Well,
We split those costs.
yeah, it looks like it was split out. So we had 5,000 before, but there was nothing in ads or notary or, I mean, now those. Postal going up
Yes,
2,200, is that the number we really need?
I would say yes.
Yeah. Because roughly it costs us around 117 right now per month to mail out our utility bills via stamps. Because it's 234 divided, you know what I mean? So it's just a roll and a half to do a full run. So I did the math on it, that's about 1,404. And so I've got it down here at 2,200 because I'm assuming postal will go up or things like we're sending out an extra letter or
If we
stuff
want
like that.
to, if we want to use the current software too, it's $1 per account, that's 178 accounts, so that would take it from 130 whatever a month to 178 a month.
Yes.
We can find out about the low rates.
It's a whole thing. It's,
We used to get, our bills used to be on a little card stock
and I think that's
that
what we're
went out
gonna be
like
going.
postcards.
Yep.
And I think that's what we're going back to
Yeah, we
with the
are.
new software because that's the way that they.
And
I was gonna say, that should be cheaper.
Yeah,
Right.
61 cents.
And then you're not paper
So-
envelope.
I had a question about postage is why the town doesn't have a postage meter.
I think everybody who comes to this table asks that question.
Why we don't have a postage meter.
Because we
it's like worse
don't,
than keeping up with the print.
it's really expensive to lease one,
Right.
and we don't have the non-mailing meter.
But I do like the idea of doing the post office. That'd be
Yeah.
way less handwork.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
something
what-
that you can upgrade with the new software.
Yeah, the new software, they contract with the company,
Cheaper.
that then they would print it for us, they would mail it for us, everything. Our employee labor cost would be them processing the bills, setting it off, and having somebody else do it. as opposed to having to have people hand fold, hand stuff, hand stamp envelopes. It would also cut down on some supplies. We wouldn't have to print the labels anymore for the envelopes. We wouldn't be paying for the envelopes.
And you're putting your employees to better use.
Exactly. So,
I didn't know that was one of the competitive things too.
Yeah. How did our property insurance go down so much?
yeah, property insurance dropped, it's only 58%
It's
of
probably
what
like
it was.
the other one, just because we're late getting out and how we paid it. I think the property taxes actually. Yeah, because I believe the last I checked, it's actually almost at 11,000, so that's gonna have to be, that's gonna have to be changed.
Is that
To
something that,
11,000.
is that something that comes out of just my side, or is that something that comes out of both of our sides? We split it?
I've been paying it, we've just been splitting it,
Okay.
most of it is yours, but starting July 1st, we'll be getting it more effectively.
Okay.
To get that numbers, but it's 11,000 annually.
So it's 11,000 right now. I'm trying to remember what your version was.
Spencer, what does election cost?
Like if we
Cost of
have to pay
elections.
for,
Why did you see it went?
From 750 to 2,000?
Yeah. So we have in the budget, on the town side, budgeted $11,000 for property insurance. And you think that's the total, 11,000?
yes, yeah.
So then do I need to take that out of my budget, or put the election?
That's why you have
Up
it,
to
that's why
her.
you have it at 52, because they split, you guys split it.
But then
Right.
do we need to take 52 out of yours?
Right.
Yes.
Because at this point, it looks like we're paying 16,000 for property insurance.
So this is gonna actually be $11,042 divided by 2. So 5521 is the exact. Uniform cost. Is this where we should put in some money for some PPE?
Well,
No.
not,
No. PPE is under, up above where it says safety equipment,
Okay, thank you.
and I put
Yep.
a chunk in there.
Yep, that's great.
Because I'm telling you, if OSHA were to come a call and see him working with some of the things, it would be problematic. Let's just leave it at that.
that's part of our problem,
Maybe we
Department of
should
Labor.
say
That's what I know, is Department of Labor.
Audit.
So curious of the election cost, or is there election cost on the town side?
I can't remember, I know we talked, we did ask you to talk
I
about
did not see it on that.
I'm
Yeah.
just about to ask the same thing.
I hadn't put the election cost on there because if we're doing the election, not the OG one, but all that stuff that we talked about, that will be on the next budget cycle. Did we say like $3,000?
I'm looking here, right? Spreadsheet mode, election costs, $2,000 we have on the, and then they said it was, like, I think it was $3,000 to $5,000 is what the election board told us.
You said if it was simplistic.
And we're still waiting to see how much of that OG would cover too, right?
Yeah.
So should we leave that one at 2,000 and then put 2,000 in the town side?
Yeah, I was just thinking that probably needed to,
Even if OG pays for this
that
one,
could be
you know,
something
you
to
guys should
share.
already be on.
Three-year, 4-year cycles.
Professional.
And we are piggyback on, we have to have a special election, and that's worth $3,000, right? there's already an election being held, can we not just throw something onto the ballot at a much lower rate?
We don't.
I don't know how that works.
Mayor. Either.
All I did was inquire about
Yeah.
special election.
I'm just wondering if, like, I get if you have to hold the whole thing together for you, for whatever reason you want, you know what I mean, then that's full cost. But if this guy's already got all the paying done and everybody's gonna turn out to vote anyway, what's it take to slap a little something on the ballot? You know?
I know when the, Kenneth was here for the third reading,
Yeah,
he said that there's only certain amount of things that are allowed on the ballot.
right.
And then so after, like, if you get carefully piggybacked off, of which we just need to double check with them, but, if it's after so much that we would have to pay
Yeah,
that.
I see two or three things being
Yeah.
piggybacked.
10 items or less, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so the election cost, property insurance, we got that sorted. Professional expenses, the audit, I don't see the audit on the town side at all.
Yeah, there was an audit.
Is it,
Yeah,
where was it
Tim
at?
moved it
I see
to
auditor,
That's what it's at on my side too.
so we're gonna be paying 10,000 for each, out of each, one of you guys?
Yeah, because we, the current ones that we owe for,
Okay.
for the, and that's cheap because we was paying 7,400 for audit.
What is $15,000 in bank charges?
That's where I just totaled the 14,500 and the 300, that shouldn't be there. At least not titled that way.
Because the 14.5 is professional totals.
Yeah, that's just an error on my behalf.
So then, what are we doing with that line?
Looks like you just added those two lines.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
So what are, I mean, so this is just the total of the professional expenses? Is that how it should be labeled?
Yes.
professional expenses.
Total.
Total.
Yeah. Because that is the,
But then what pool is that?
it's taking the bank fee expenses and adding it to the professional totals with the, under the professional expenses umbrella. So you're gonna have the attorney and the auditor that end at 14.5.
So your professional totals line is the
Is that
bottom.
gonna mess up the?
Yes.
The total?
It shouldn't.
Okay.
Should have been a double line.
Right.
Yep. Dues and subscription expenses. All right, the big one that we have here, of course, is the billing software going from 21 to 10 grand. We are going to be paying $6 grand a year for the current software. Not the current one we use, but the current software we're going to be using in the future. It's fun.
Yeah.
And so then along with that, for the first year, we have a $3,500 setup fee and all of that for them moving over our data.
What about OP 811?
I don't see that on here.
And the 1,000 for text my dev.
I don't see texted my gov on yours either, Brittany.
I think that was my phone.
Yeah, it's not
Not
online.
understand.
I remember.
Downside.
Let me see where it showed me.
And
I also don't see Google Workspaces on any of these.
so the $129.99 Microsoft software, what is that?
That is for the Microsoft 365 subscription for the Windows license, the Word, Excel.
Okay, gotcha.
I think I plumped it under just dues and subscriptions. It's $3,500. I put $1,000 down for. Should we?
On the town side.
Yeah. Should we separate that? Like actually put it in there?
I mean, I don't see why that would be a bad thing.
Okay.
So we're talking about just on the town budget, the dues and subscriptions lines, separating that out to show the different subscriptions.
1,000 for each.
Yeah.
Itemized.
So to take care of Oki, would that not fall under licenses, fees, testing at the 2,000?
No,
Because is it not a fee? Is it not part of?
not for a license, that's like a different,
It's licenses, comma, fees, comma, testing, three separate things.
no,
Okay.
no. Those licensing are like for class, like DEC's
I got you.
license. Those fees are probably for water testing. Or things like, things like that.